Hello and welcome to DCP Live episode number 277, the eve before Witch Queen expansion episode.
Can you believe it?
It's
This time, next week, we'll be
We'll
talking about all the Witch Queen.
72 hours deep into it.
We won't be
still not talking about
just
Titans.
Not sleeping, just be like, what happened? I've been grinding. I've been crafting constantly.
By this time next week, all of us will have played 0% Titan in Witch Queen.
True.
No, I'm going in as Titan.
Oh, I forgot about that.
True. Milo's
25%
learning how to
Titan.
Titan.
Milo's
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Well,
but when you gain something, you have to lose something. So, because I'm going to Titan, I will no longer be able to talk about lore on the podcast because that information.
the IQ has to be dumbed down if you play Titan, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
punchy
Yeah.
punch. That's it.
You lose your PhD and crayons becomes your main dietary subsistence, right?
I have to give my doctorate back. And
Again?
Oh man,
That's
we got
pretty
so much to
exciting.
talk about this week, guys. Also,
There-
last week,
there's
There sure
a
is.
lot.
last week was an amazing episode, but we also didn't really get to do our normal discussion about things. Not that
Yeah.
we're gonna go and hash out all the Void 3.0 details, but there's a lot to talk about, right?
There sure is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to talk about just over the last week with Witch Queen lore, trailer, books,
Tons.
season
Well, can we
finales.
start with the mission that we finally got? Is that okay? Can we
Yeah.
just like
Exorcism? Let's do
get
it.
in there?
Yeah.
First of all, I had to watch it on YouTube. I tried to do the mission like 4 times in a row, and it kept getting bugged out for me. It still says not completed in my on my quest card.
That's
which
really
I'm kinda,
upsetting that got through. I'm
It
surprised.
really sucks that if anyone on your fire team skips the cutscene, it skips it for everyone.
and
the
it's a
worst
match-made
part-
event, so you can't stop
And
it,
it's
right?
and the worst part is that they don't know that they're skipping it for everyone. So I saw people in the comments being like, "Oh my god, I was that guy. I didn't know I was that guy, but I was that guy. I was skipping." Because if a bug is if a quest is bugged, like maybe they've seen the cutscene once, and then they're like, "Oh, just hurry up, let me get the quest," and they
They
don't
keep
know they're
skipping,
skipping
yeah,
it
for
for
sure.
everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Like,
Yeah.
feel
I got warned because by the time I started streaming, it's been like a fair few hours. So I was lucky and got to experience it without it being bugged. But it is. Come on, Bungo. Come on. It's a season finale.
it did
Yeah,
feel a
that's
little
it.
bit like that. Like, you didn't think that people might skip this cutscene?
And it might
Just
bug
randomly?
It's
everyone.
real
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna need you all to join me, and then everyone was like, "Okay, put your controllers down. Put the controllers down.
Yeah.
Wrist, put them
Hands
down.
up.
Hands up. Don't
Hands
touch it."
up. Don't
So if you got to see it and play it, first of all, it's super cool that it's the first like 6-man kind of match-made story mission.
Yeah, that was
Which
cool.
is very
It-
cool.
And it felt it too, because you really were you had like the NPCs there. It kind of reminded me of the first mission of Destiny 2, where Zavala pops the bubble and you're fighting alongside Zavala.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like Mara's there, Saint 14 is there, and you got a fire team there, and you're fighting some pretty badass enemies. Like, it's a brief combat encounter, but it's a pretty hectic one. It's pretty fun.
I actually
I
like the
thought it
gameplay
was-
altogether. The
yeah.
music, the gameplay
Yes.
was very enjoyable. I did
Yeah.
laugh when Saint 14 popped the bubble. I thought he didn't watch the podcast last week, mate. You don't know what's coming.
Well, apparently it's not getting nerfed that much because he had to bubble up the whole goddamn mission
Yeah, the entire mission.
Exactly.
entire time.
It's got a super bubble.
Bubble
I don't know what it
Yeah.
was, but I felt like Saint 14's Weapons of Light just hit better. I was like, this is a better Weapons of Light. It feels
Yeah.
better. What are you doing, Saint? It's in there.
It was really, really cool though. Like hearing Petra say "Death to the Hive," and you've got all these Hive ships coming, and they're shooting you, and you're there
Yeah,
with 5
crossing the
other
bridge.
people, and
Yeah.
it was really cool. And
Yeah.
like this is a mission that's only going to be around for a week, and Bungie made this for a week. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what
And
that
the skybox
Sony money.
with the giant worm spiraling
Yes.
the tower.
Yeah, that was cool
Giant
too.
worm.
I actually didn't see
That was
that
very cool.
like during my playthrough because I was just crossing the bridge. It wasn't until I watched the video that I saw it, and it was cool looking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so
And then
when
the
you get in
cutscene-
there, start the ritual. There's only 3 Techians, which I think everyone's like, what? We saved a lot more than 3. Where are the rest of them?
Mark.
Yeah. I was like, what are these backup? You know? Just in case one faints.
Those 3 Techians, Mara names like in that little like pre-dialogue before you start defending the crystal, and they're also the same like main named Techians in the like lore armor tabs. So they're like the main ones, but it's interesting you save like I think it's just video game. You know, you save 7, but there's only 3 of them in that final room. You got Saint and Mara
Video game progression.
starting the ritual. Did you get the radio message at the very end as well? Like in the helm.
Mm-hmm.
You sort of need that to like piece together what's happening, right?
Yeah.
Do tell, Professor.
Well,
Tucky's
Well,
like,
so-
I know, but explain
know.
it for, you know.
I would
yeah.
like to verify your
Explain it for the
information.
Titans.
Oh, but I hope you know what you guys have done with your comments of last week's episode. We're no
Yeah.
longer going to be talking about the piss pools and warlocks being
No,
stinky.
warlocks
Now
are
we're just
saints.
we're in the era of Titans now. Now Titans are going to
Our
You
angel
guys went hard in
warlocks.
the paint about
Hey.
Titans last week.
you wait 1 week of Witch Queen. I'm going to be Titan main, and I won't be having any of this. Okay. Avoid explosions. Right.
What's
So you
more
get
on
a
that?
radio message.
Yep.
So the crystal breaks, and you see I thought he was dead, and I was like, I told you, chat. I told you, he's
thought so,
dead.
too.
He's not. You learn that he's not dead from a couple bits of dialogue from Mara and then Saint 14
Mhm.
afterwards. They say he lives. They say they've checked him out. We've got the Techians to scan him, and he's not Savathun. Definitely no tricks, but he's in.
Yeah, fully
Sounds like he's in,
identified
like, a
his
coma.
DNA or something.
Yeah, he's like in some sort of
Yeah.
coma. He's not like waking up or anything.
Right.
And Saint 14 talks about he wants to be there when Osiris first wakes up, just like, you know, Osiris was there for him when he was dead, I guess. Came out of his
Lost in time.
Grave.
Dead.
and then you don't really understand how the old switcheroo happens until you go back into the helm and you listen to the radio message, which is next to the Pathfinder, and you hear Ikora talk to Petra, and Petra basically says there was a hive spell that linked, like a contingency hive spell that linked Osiris to Savathun, and as soon as the crystal was destroyed, they essentially swapped places. So that's how Savathun escaped and put Osiris in the place. Which is not really clear if you just watch the cutscene, essentially. So the old switcheroo.
Right. She needed him
Personally-
to do little voodoo switcheroo vanish thing.
Do you reckon Cyrus is going to wake up?
I feel like it. It seems like they're alluding to that because like they said that he's not dead. He doesn't have the light to be able to heal, but he's not dead, and therefore they're applying all the technology to make him see it through, right?
When we get to
season
talking about
21, when we fight the Vex again, he'll be back. He'll just
be
pop
back.
out of his coma.
What I miss?
when that voice actor's free again, he'll wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a theory for you
Okay.
that it's part of the trickery with Savathun swapping places, because I don't know if you've been on Twitter, but Savathun's been talking mad shit on Twitter, telling Paul Tassi to go touch grass.
Well, I mean,
It was pretty funny. She also said something like, and this is like in character, so take it whatever you want from this, but it's meant to be Savathun speaking somehow, breaking the fourth wall, I guess, through Twitter, that she gave back like a scrap of whatever was a man, and I'm sure you can put him back together again. I'm thinking she put his soul in her worm. And that's why in the trailer, everyone's looking sad in Zavala's office. And Zavala's like punches a table like they've been tricked. And Ikora's looking sad. And then in the other Vidoc trailer, Akora's carrying the worm out. I'm like, they've realized he's comatose because his actual soul's in the worm.
Oh man,
It's kind of
Worm
funny.
Cyrus.
It's kind of
Worm
funny.
Cyrus, yes.
He's
And
like,
then
oh,
we'll put him into a
Cyrus,
grenade
he's
launcher
in
and
there."
shoot him off.
Trials of the Worm. Ah!
Uh,
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think there's going to be still a twist at some point
yeah,
with
Oh,
Cyrus
yeah, for
waking
sure.
up.
I think so for sure.
Like, I don't feel like she would just return his body straight up.
I'm
do you think that mission in the story was a big enough payoff for like the long wait we had?
No. I think the game.
No?
I think the gameplay was. I think I wanted a little bit more from. There were so many cool cutscenes. Season of the Lost was an absolute banger when it came to in-game storytelling, and I think it was going to be really hard to live up to that with such a long wait. Just
Well,
'cause
I
of
think that's the
how
biggest
much
thing for
time
me.
There was.
If this had been in tandem with the
Yeah.
proper schedule, I would have been like, cool. All right, let's jump into the next thing, you know? But because we had
Yeah.
to wait so long, it definitely didn't hit as hard. It was cool. Like I really enjoyed that mission.
I think
Yeah,
gameplay was
so,
probably
yeah.
the best. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
gameplay was
I
awesome.
wanted a little bit more from the cutscene, like just a bit more of a time for what's going to happen in Witch Queen. It's really going to depend on what happens in the first mission of Witch Queen. Like, I sort of would have loved to see like maybe a hint that Mars was returning, or Savathun's ship, or the beginning of her getting the light. Just a tiny bit more of a hook that leads into like Witch Queen. A little bit like what we got with Season of Splicer, right? With like Osiris betraying us. You know, that really kept you invested to go into the next season and to see
I
what
agree.
happens.
Her vanishing act definitely wasn't as impactful. Like it would have been nice to have just a little more something behind how she was vanishing or whatever. Like at least I didn't pick up on that in that video. So it was kind of like, oh, she's gone. She just poofed. A little bit of Cyrus is there. I was like,
Yeah. I
you're
guess
right.
even if they said something like, we've got to head to Mars, right, to track down Savathun. Like something that's like, oh, wait, so what does that mean? Does that mean Mars is fully coming back? Because we've seen it in the trailers, standing beneath the ship thing, which we'll talk about later. But that would have been cool just to be like hinting at where we're going next, or if it's coming back, or it was kind of just like a finish instead of a leading into, as well as a finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the same time, I'm also like, they can't do too much because I think they expect a lot of new players to jump into Witch Queen. So I'm sort of hoping there's a lot of things that happen in the first mission, right? That connect these two seasons together, and make it a bit more cohesive, I guess.
Yeah.
Like a story so far kind of thing, or just like a.
Well, I just feel like a lot of
detective
stuff
show.
has to happen. Like, are we
Right,
gonna
well,
okay? So stealing the lights, making a throne world, Mars returning. Is that all going to happen in mission 1, or are we just going to slowly find out that stuff again over the whole Witch Queen season? So, do you know what I mean? Like, it sort of feels like you missed the big bang, and then you got to do another whole season to get to
Totally. The expansion
light.
delivery is in direct opposition to how the seasons are unfolding story-wise, right? Like, you need an entire season to unfold to get where we're ultimately going to be by after a couple days in Witch Queen, right?
It's a good point. Yeah.
I could totally see them using because we've seen this throughout all of the marketing and trailers of like the board with all the posts on and the connections. I could see them going, this is what happened, so players can be caught up, and then it's like, okay, now we continue.
Yeah, your guardian
totally
takes a
do that.
nap, and then all of a sudden all this stuff happened. Wow. These revelations about what Savathun's been up to in Mars, suddenly.
So I'm just hoping there's like a lot of stuff in Quest 1, I reckon, just to really satisfy that sort of finish.
The storytelling side, because they've been so good with this past year with delivering story.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. You want them to be able to hit these big points.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's just been saved for Witch Queen, which would make sense.
Can somebody ban? We got Savathun in chat. Can somebody ban her real quick? We don't need that. We don't need that kind of hate in chat.
Tell us where you are.
Keep it to Twitter where it belongs.
Wanted this? What if she wanted this?
Yeah, what if playing in.
What she's 2 steps
Does
ahead.
it feed her lack of worm? The hole where her
Oh.
worm used to be?
Mylan, what did you think of Mara being played? And her like realization.
Mark, yeah, keep going.
Her
Mara's
acceptance.
face. I just want to talk
She was
about her
all
face
well,
after
so, you know, you
keep
can't
going.
always know exactly what happens, but
Do
in
you
this
know what
case, I
I
did
Yeah,
technically
right?
miscalculate a
I
few
laughed.
things, and well, I guess that we're at this situation now. But alas, I am the queen.
Hey, everybody
You know what
makes
I
mistakes. You know, nobody's perfect.
Yeah, she's like, it happens to everyone. Come on.
Do you know what it was? It was like, okay, you're a CEO of a big company. You've had a massive like 2 billion loss, and you've gone into the earnings calls.
Yeah,
The earning call. You're like, look, mistakes happen. Everyone, it's been a tough
It
year.
totally
We've got
is.
like it just. He's like, no, you made a mistake.
What did you guys think of her face when she was like, I got the worm, or whatever the hell she said? She pulled the creepiest face. She like put her
I
head
heard
down,
that.
lifted her eyes up, looked right
Yeah.
at you. It was weird.
Yeah, it was.
I'm highly
Yeah.
suspicious of what's going on. there. I was
Chat
like,
was freaking out with the face. I think I missed it, to be honest.
the face, it was very creepy.
Well, that's the other thing with the worm, right? She's got the worm. So why does Zavala get the worm in the trailer? The worm's come back if that is Savathun's worm.
To load more bullets into the gun.
Yeah,
The grenade launcher.
the
Exactly.
Zavala's running the operation for making the hive gun.
Yeah.
I just
That's-
think Mara is
Uh,
very creepy. Like she makes me feel incredibly sus.
Yeah, definitely.
I would agree. Yeah.
I
Ever
feel like
since-
there's
I don't
still
trust
some
her.
more there with her of like what she actually wants.
Ever since she came back, I've had this
Her
weird
goal.
feeling.
Been weird.
Yeah. Be like, "Ooh, there's a lot of manipulation going on. Don't know
Yeah.
how dark it is. Feels kind of dark.
What about the lore from the Triumph, where she's like, "Hey, little bro, you know I love you. I got your back. Come, come say
Dude.
hi."
So like, yeah, the law book, the final law book for Ripples, starts with brother, which is interesting because, you know, it's Crow now, not really Aldrin. Still considers him her brother. Well, that's probably part of a manipulation, and it's a very nice. And it's like, I love you. You know, you're trying to be yourself, trying to be independent, and I love you for that. Which is a stark contrast. I think it's like entry 4 or 3, where she's having a private conversation with Petrovenge, and she's like, Crow is a blank slate to, you know, basically be used as a tool and manipulated.
Yeah.
You're like, bro.
Dang.
Yep.
I don't think this is authentic. Then again, I have been criticized for being too harsh on Mara and saying, no,
That's
she's
just because-
authentic. She loves.
It's because people are horny, Mylan.
Yeah, I think
It's true.
people give her way too much. They give her way too much of a pass. She's like,
They
"Oh,
do. You
give her
saw
the
that
hard-"
Girl pass.
Yeah,
The hot alien pass.
like she is
mean-
straight up gonna be doom and pestilence after a while.
Everyone's like, yeah, you can lie to me. No problem.
Yeah,
Lie more.
I did think it was funny that her plan was to like break the crystal, and she's there with a little tiny knife. She's like, "I'm gonna
Yeah.
stab her. I'm gonna get her."
all of a sudden Cyrus is there.
Oh Lord.
Yep. I think that's mainly it for the season finale, right? Cutscene, the
Yeah.
radio message, the law book.
Like this was one of those times. It's almost like you know, watching a movie like Titanic or something where you know what's coming. It's just how did they get there, right?
Mhm.
We knew what was coming because you know we've known the name of the next DLC for a long time. So like
Yeah.
we've it was satisfying to see how they got there. I thought the cutscene was a bit short. You know, I would have liked to see him expand on that a little bit, but I felt
Yeah.
satisfied from the entire experience, and it did kind of ignite, like, I'm ready for the next season. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
Like,
momentum.
it can't come fast enough now.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I for
Um,
sure. I'm like excited to jump in and see. Actually, those questions that you asked, Bylan, like those, I didn't fully think about those, and now I'm like, yeah, are we just suddenly gonna have Throne World and Mars within one mission? You know, like,
Yeah.
Or are they going to have some
Well,
sort of...
we know the weapon crafting is what the first mission, I
It's
think,
on
right? And we
Mars.
know the enclave is on Mars, so maybe
And
we
the
will
first
just get
two
that.
missions are free. So, and obviously that's to like get people able to use crafting and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
got to be
Yeah.
it's got to be within the first two missions that we
Well, or
find
maybe
a lot of stuff.
maybe they have like a 5-minute cinematic that they intro with, discussing, or like you said, like the investigative PI type of thing. Maybe Ikora
Yeah.
gives us all the details, and there's new things that are
Yeah.
revealed with the beginning of Witch Queen that show why
I'm
Mars
actually
is
starting to
back.
think we're not really going to get the information on how Mars returned and all that until you actually get through the Witch Queen campaign and
Yeah.
the raid. I think you're going to work out how Savathun stole the light by going into a throne world and doing all your investigations. And
Right.
then
What did they say, Byron, that was going to get unlocked after the raid was completed?
Well, we know that
a
fragments
fragment.
for
Fragment.
void.
Okay.
So we know that
Right.
at least fragments are unlocking after the raid, and as we've seen from Bungie recently, like pretty big changes tend to happen after the raid is completed. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see.
And I think maybe the raid and the pyramid ship, maybe there'll be a lore book that explains like Mars returning, because maybe it'll be the Mars pyramid ship that somehow Savathun captured, destroyed, threw into a throne world, and that's what caused Mars to resurface or something like that. So
Interesting.
they could tie the return of Mars into maybe the raid as well. I don't know.
I gotta say, I can't wait to go to the throne world. Like seeing
yeah.
the swamps, and then you see this like massive castle area in the background, and it's very gothic and dark, but it's very colorful as
Yeah.
well. It's beautiful.
Yep. I'm very excited about
I'm
it.
so excited.
Yeah, and they've been talking about how they've updated their engine tech even further for
You
better
can kind of see
visuals, and-
it, right? For in the trailers and the kind of cutscenes, it was like, this looks better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's more polish.
Wow.
Exciting.
The eyebrows are way higher detail.
Uh-huh.
Ikora has a beard. Oh my god.
Oh my god! Did you guys see the new Eververse armor?
I'm gonna buy it. That's
Did
for
you
sure.
see the eyebrows on the hunter?
Yeah.
The holographic eyebrows. Like
Angry boy.
eyebrows.
Angry boys and girls. Angry guardians.
Those eyebrows are wow. They are intense. I'm definitely rocking those.
You're spinning silver. It's happening.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a warlock
Wanna
main
talk
now,
about
so I
the
can't.
trailer, the new Witch Queen trailer.
Sure.
Walk us through it.
Let's do it.
Walk us through it. You guys seen it? Like it?
Yes.
Watched it?
You know what? I'll pull it up right now too. I'll watch it.
So we saw a Savathun without the crown, right? Like a
We did.
pre-crowned Savathun. So not original, like not proto hive, not like krill people, but assumingly some point between now and Tuesday. Like whenever she gets the light, right? There's gonna be a cutscene of some sort. Ikora Ray has a vision, or she's shown, I guess, the history of the hive. So we see the world, the fundament. We see the krill people, or the proto hive. That's Oryx, Savathun, and Ziva Wrath. We see Savathun holding the worm, the white worm, which
Yeah.
is
Little
And she's
baby.
got like a bridal veil on too. It's very
Yeah.
it's very cool. I
Yeah.
like it.
so that's
you like
that's
it, you
her
better put a ring on it.
father's worm. You should get married to the worm.
Oh, that's our.
Always a
Wait,
bargain.
what?
So that worm.
She's gonna have sex with a worm, Mom?
Listen,
Okay.
that worm belonged to the Osmian king. That's a white worm, and
It is white.
that's why. And it spoke to him, even though it was dead,
Mhm.
and that's why everyone thought he was insane. And when he died, she took it off him, and that's what whispers to her to discover the worm gods in the fundament. So that's how they actually eventually meet the worm gods and make the pact that everyone knows about with the worms, and they become immortal and they get throne worlds and they escape the fundament.
It's been a while since it's Taken King, so you might have to catch us up on some of these things.
Yeah, so that's what it was showing. So it was showing you that, right? It was also showing you the moons of the Fundament. So when you watch the video, you see that there's a bunch of moons in the background. There's also the Traveler, and this is meant to represent the event called the Syzygy, which Savathun's father, the Osmian king, discovered that the moons were aligning, and that when they did align, that would cause something called the Syzygy, and it would cause a tidal wave, and that would kill everyone on the planet, this massive god wave. And the Travelers, according to the Hive's perspective, was part of creating that. And the reason for that is if you killed everything on the planet, you would prevent the worm gods from finding a host and forming this symbiotic bond that they needed to escape. So, according to the Hive, the Traveler killed trillions to try to prevent the worm gods escaping and then, being a pest to the rest of the universe.
What gun was the Syzygy?
Yeah, more than a pest, I'd say.
Guys
A bit more than pest. Yeah, they went on a bit of a rampage.
What gun was the Syzygy?
Yeah, what gun was that? Was that an auto rifle?
Was there a gun called Syzygy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There definitely was.
Yeah. Can't remember if it was
Dunno.
D1 though, or D2, early D2.
Pulse rifle.
Pulse. There it is.
Pulsey.
Yeah.
There you go.
What's that mean?
Wipe that
Three pumps in the worm and
Yeah.
Yep.
worm
Three moons for the Syzygy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's 52 moons in one. So, okay. What else we get in the trailer? So I think we'll see. Obviously, going to see some sort of cutscene with the history of the Hive. This catches people up on the story. Bungie also introduced an interactive trailer on the Witch Queen, where you can click on stuff and read it, and it gives you like a very brief dot points on the Hive history. So that's going to be pretty prominent in Witch Queen, I think, to people to understand her story. Oh, she says, "Hello, old friend. I've chased you for a long time." We don't know who she's talking to. Probably
Me?
the Traveler.
Yeah.
Probably not you. Probably the Traveler.
Me?
People have brought up Taox. A lot of people are going to say Taox, and this is like the person who betrayed the Osmian king was Taox. So people might bring up Taox. Unknown location. Never had the worm god. Should be dead, but maybe they'll find a way to bring it back.
Cool. I get
We had the Vanguard worm stuff. Like, why is
Yeah.
that happening?
Why are they so pissed about the worm? What's up with that?
Yep. Scorn and Callus. Well, questioning whether Callus is going to come back. Lots of Scorn featured in the trailer too. The pyramid ship with the raid entrance with a Titan holding a lightsaber. Have you seen that?
Yes.
I'm switching to the Titan.
There
Season of the
There you
Titan.
go.
Here we go, fellas.
you go.
Yep. Sorry, everyone. Lightsaber it is. And there was an image of worms in like Jello, some sort of caged worms in some sort of pyramid ship environment with Scorn running around. Don't know what that means.
Suspicious.
Suspicious, very suspicious. That's my trailer breakdown.
Really cool. I get a like a Prometheus, the alien race that made the xenomorphs vibe with like with whoever. What's the race that Savathun is? Like
Hive.
Oh, like the Krill people.
The
or
Krill people,
Prototype?
yeah.
Krill.
yeah, I get
Yeah, they're called Krill, yeah.
yeah, I get that impression and vibe from this experience, and it's really cool. Just
Yeah.
because I like that.
I just love it that they're bringing to life some of like the OG lore and history in like in-game cutscenes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And yeah, it's really nice. Really cool to see. Gives it a lot more gravity than just telling that story off screen and just leaving it there or whatever.
The story,
Yep.
I'd say over the last year or so, feels a lot less nebulous. It just feels like they're really like nailing down concrete details. Here's how things work. Here's how, here's why people are doing the things they're doing. Like, it's not just because they're the darkness, they're evil. It's like they have motivations, they have reasons. Like it makes the characters and it makes the interactions between the races much more. I don't know. They just carry more weight,
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mylan, could you give a quick breakdown of who Tox is for people that don't know?
You've fallen into Savathun's trap, Watts, because I spent hours talking about Teox, and then
Oh,
what
damn.
chat did is once
Tox.
I finished talking about it, they would say, "Who? Who's Teox?" And that's
Who's
the
saying?
reason why they're doing it again.
Who's that?
Um,
Mylene. People want to
So
know.
people want to know.
Yeah, I have no idea who Teox is.
Teox. Okay, so Teox is like a hive Mary Poppins. So like a
Oh.
nanny and a mum for the royal family. So Savathun, Oryx, and Ziva Wrath were taught by Teox. He was like their teacher, their tutor, looks after them sort of deal. Teox believed that the Osmian king was not good enough to lead the hive people and was going insane because he was rattling on about how this massive god wave was going to wipe everyone out. And they're like, bruh, you're sitting over there talking to this dead worm going, oh my God, the god wave's coming. And then he's like, yeah, you're not right for us. So she betrayed the Osmian throne and went to another group of hive because essentially there was like factions of hive called the helium drinkers. She went over there and she organized like a coup essentially and
The helium
ended up
drinkers.
killing the Osmian king. But the siblings got away. The children got away. Oryx, Savathun, and Ziva Wrath. And they were bound to revenge their father and to kill Teox. So that's why people bring it up because she says, hello, old friend. I've been chasing you for a long time. And we never really got a
I see.
resolution to Teox. But according to what we know, she never took on the worm, so she's not immortal. So she should be well and truly dead after like millennia. So
Yeah. Unless
Mary
that's a
Poppins
sneaky
lives
worm.
forever, though.
does she?
Yeah, she's magical.
Magical.
Maybe she
And
was
she
an
sings
agent.
so sweetly.
Yeah,
Maybe she was an
this-
agent of the worm gods.
Maybe.
Mm.
Does Teox have a song about a spoonful of worm goo or something?
Spoonful. Of
Yeah,
Rotting
probably a
flesh.
spoonful of worm. Yeah.
spoonful of decomposition.
Spoonful of darkness makes the worm god go down.
There you go.
Mhm.
Mm.
That's
think that
actually
adds
pretty accurate. That's pretty profound, Brian.
Very philosophical of you.
10 points for Gryffindor. Nice.
What
So
else
yeah.
do we have going on this week?
The messages on Twitter, on Facebook,
Yeah.
and Instagram
Yeah.
from a hive ghost was the one today called Imaru.
Ghost.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Literal hive ghost says, I am the first ghost. And he's like giving hive orders. And it sounds like a hive drifter or a hive spider.
Hmm.
And his name's Imaru. That's all we know.
But he's
First
the
hive
first
ghost.
ghost.
First hive ghost, or a first ghost that maybe it was
That's
made
their
for the
title.
hive.
First ghost.
So do you think
So we
it's
don't know
like
if
a-
Savathun's first ghost?
Or the
We don't know
first ghost ever.
we don't
Yeah,
know.
or yeah.
Hmm?
We don't know if it's
What if the
The
very
first
first
hive
ghost,
ghost?
ever
It's
was
like-
like, I'm going to go with Savathun?
Yeah.
Seems cool.
Line. That seems
That's how
pretty
she gets
fun
the
over
light.
there.
The first ghost is to Savathun as Riker is to Picard.
straight to the goalkeeper. No.
Mm.
Interesting. Yeah. So I don't know. New character, Imaru, giving orders. There's some secrets in there, like some images flick on screen. It looks like swamp area, and it also looks like black garden area.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Do you think the first ghost, if it is say like from Savathun, is going to be manufacturing more ghosts? Like maybe that's the process. They made the first ghost.
Works the line.
Yeah, it works the manufacturing process for additional hive ghosts, and that's where the light's coming from.
Did I talk about the collector's edition last week?
Not last week.
Definitely not last week.
Definitely
Oh,
not. last
right. That's
Yeah.
happened in the meantime too. Because
There's a
people have been
lot.
getting their collector's edition lore books for Witch Queen. And there's like 40 pages of lore about Akura Ray
Oh.
and the hidden and intelligence.
Mm.
And one of the most interesting things, the first like intelligence report is an ethnographic study. That's what I did in my PhD, by the way, of ghosts, of unpaired ghosts. And the report says that these ghosts have read the Books of Sorrow and they're sympathetic towards the hive.
Wait,
And
unpaired ghosts, like all unpaired ghosts, or just a certain number of
there's a
unpaired
group
ghosts?
of them. There's a
There's
group
a
of
group
unpaired
of
ghosts.
Of
bored
traitor
ghosts
ghosts.
that decided to read a
Yes.
book, and now they're
Narc ghosts.
Narc ghosts.
So they're easily
Unpaired. No, not
persuaded,
like
is what you're
Bluetooth.
saying. These ghosts.
They read the Books of Sorrow and they're like, you know what? Maybe they aren't that bad. And they also
Mylan,
have
why did
discussions.
you write it so sympathetically? Why'd you do that? This is Mylan's
did
fault.
right.
Ultimately,
I
this is
curated
Mylan's
it.
fault. This is
I
Mylan's
told you
fault.
one. They also discuss if they have a choice in who they revive, or if it's destiny,
Wow.
if it's fate. So they talk about the idea is, can I just revive anyone I want? And so they're
Uh-huh.
having discussions about doing that.
Have they ever
And-
tried it? Like, has no ghost ever just tried, like, I'm just going to choose this guy?
Well,
Res a
I think
squirrel in the yard.
yeah, this yeet
make a
type
guardian
just
squirrel.
like destroying everything, jumps from tree to tree. So we don't know. So I guess the question is, we hear these dialogue options from a hive ghost, and maybe it supports the collector's edition book, which is some ghost defected to the hive side.
Like, is it possible that she didn't harness the light? These ghosts came to because of the Book of
Willingly.
Sorrow?
Yeah.
That's sort
So
of
that's
where
the
this is
reason why
going.
they're showing up? Wow. It's like
Yeah.
a finite
mean-
amount.
Either
Maybe
that
we should
or
kill
this
all the
ghost-
ghosts just to make sure.
Is there going to be a ghost genocide now? Oh my god.
Well, we are crushing ghosts in a week.
Well, we have
so-
the
Yeah,
darkness,
is a
right?
thing that-
Do we need them?
Right.
How do we channel stasis?
Do you think we're going to get
That's
a dark
what.
ghost
That's
in the
when we
future?
get the stranger's fish ghost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, what if you
There
have
we
like
go.
an angel and devil type of scenario with two
All comes
ghosts?
back around.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I mean, be interesting if the hive were chosen. Be interesting if the traveler's like, you know what, you guys aren't the chosen one anymore because you've embraced darkness. Might as well. And Savathun's now rejected the darkness.
Wow.
Ooh, true.
Good point.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's spicy.
that is.
That
Does this
would be-
also
would
mean that
be
we could
absolutely
see, we could
spicy if that
potentially
happened.
see any hive that we've previously defeated be resurrected by a ghost?
And be a guardian hive. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's what we're getting at.
Yeah.
What's the revival process going to be? I think I was expecting that Savathun was going to synthetically, artificially make hive ghosts and like control them.
Mm-hmm.
But this little bits of dialogue from Imari, I mean, of course he could be controlled. But the way it is, it seems like he has a lot of agency because he actually sounds like the Drifter because he uses all these like nicknames and calls people maggots or something like that. Like it's got like a lot of personality, I guess is what I'm saying. And it's like, it doesn't give you the vibe of someone being mind controlled or like manipulated. It gives you like this person, this hive ghost is
Very
willingly
fascinating.
doing this.
Wow.
This is so interesting to me that the ghost may be switching sides, right? Like Guardians have started to embrace the darkness, and Savathun has started to embrace the light. Like imagine that. Like that's so interesting.
Yeah.
What a
We're
great
the
way for the story
villains.
to go.
Where you were the bad guys.
We were the bad guys.
Look at my kill count. Oh god, the kill tracker on my weapon.
Yeah.
Been murdering.
So that's
Oh,
been
what a great
happening.
opportunity to see like old enemies return too. That would be really fun.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, now that if they confirm that in Witch Queen, then it's like it opens the door for any of the species to be guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like Fallen, like Elixir, Cabal.
Do you think Vex?
How
could?
long has it been since the Traveler woke up now? 2 years?
For us,
it-
I guess.
Awoke at the end of Red War, right?
Yeah.
That's
Was that
like
2 years ago?
Destiny
4 years?
2 launch. When did Destiny 2 launch?
2017. So
It's longer.
few more.
Destiny 2. Red War.
Wasn't 2017?
I can't remember. After
4
the-
years.
That sounds better.
Seems like it's time for him to speak up. You know, like
You know, you're being very clever today. That's also in the law book of the Witch Queen Collector's Edition.
Hmm.
okay.
One of the things
Is
that
it's
is in
Briar
there,
going, the Traveler. You should probably say something.
Trevor. Well,
Yeah.
it suggests that the reason why the darkness is successful is because the darkness is the one making contact, communing, and talking. The Traveler hasn't said shit. So it's like it's an easy debate to win when one of the person's not debating. The other person's like, yeah, mate, you should use the darkness. It's pretty good. Give you extra power. You know, come over here. So yeah, it might be due for a chat with the Traveler.
Who's gonna chat with the Traveler?
Chat's helping me out. There was a point at which the Traveler healed itself. Do you guys remember that? It was after the Red War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
When was that?
that was right after the Red War, right? Oh no!
No, there's
there's a
another
second one.
event.
Yeah,
the
the
live
whole
event. Wasn't it the live event?
yeah the whole tree on the planet that got shelved.
Oh, was that the season of Arrivals?
Io, I think.
End
right?
of Arrivals.
Yeah,
There you go.
Arrivals.
Yeah,
Chat is
reawoke
confirming
again.
definitely Arrivals.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Mhm.
that was
Yeah.
Arrivals was like a year ago, right?
You know
I
these
get
things
all
don't stay
There's
in
blurred
been
our
so many
together.
now. I get them mixed up.
So many seasons. When I see season like 16, 17, all this stuff in the TWABs, I'm like, what? I don't.
Yeah, I can't keep a track.
Where
I
am
gotta get
I?
names.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Season of the Splicer, Season of the Drifter, like that kind of stuff. I remember, but I
Yeah.
cannot remember them by number.
Okay, Arrivals was just before Beyond Light.
Okay,
Yeah. So about a year ago,
Right.
year and a half. A year in Destiny time.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're right. No, you are right. We haven't really, since it rewoke, we haven't had anything happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right.
Communication.
We've also never like gotten a new speaker.
Right.
No, but the Aldrin or Crow had a dream, or like the
Fuck
Hawkman
that guy.
quest.
Don't
He's been
believe that
talking
guy.
to the speaker.
He's been.
Yeah.
He's
So,
next in
the
line.
Traveler.
Lots of people
Really-
talk to God. That doesn't mean.
Crow's the
Yeah,
guy.
we have lots of priests. Crow's next in line, bud.
Yeah, he's coming.
Yeah, we got
in,
a lot
man.
of child molesters too, and some of them are the same people. Just saying, don't believe everybody who says they talk to the Traveler.
I mean, true. If you've played Lost Ark, you know priests aren't the greatest people.
Oh, I made a mistake with that analogy. Right.
Yeah.
Come on, look, Crows.
You did.
Crows. He's had the visions.
Yeah, it
the
makes
Traveler.
sense that he'd be the one talking and being the speaker for it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that.
I
Honestly.
don't
It's
think
been
that,
so
I don't think
long
they'll make
with
him the
D1.
speaker,
No?
but I do think Crow's gonna
What-
still get built up as a hero for sure. I mean, we
Was-
know he's in Season of Risen. He's gonna be the
Right.
lead for Season of Risen with Keitel.
Was one of the roles of the
Taking out-
speaker the conduit between the Traveler and the people?
Yeah, that's how they like worked out if you were going to be a speaker. You had the
That was like the
dreams
main
of
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he could be
The
just be like
Traveler
this
sort of
rogue-
communicated via dreams. So.
Yeah. He could be like this rogue speaker that isn't officially the speaker, but like people who are in the know that he's the actual speaker.
Yeah, I
Briar
feel like they could
refutes.
eventually build him up to taking that role. He'd be like, no, we don't need a speaker. Eventually, like he becomes the speaker,
Mm-hmm.
and then Briar hates life, deletes Destiny.
What's going on in the division?
Have you heard of a game called Lost Ark? Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
exciting.
I like what they're doing with Crow, for sure.
Mhm.
Lots of very exciting lore that's come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I
Was there
got.
anything in this week's TWAB we want to talk about?
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's
It's a big
freaking
twab.
massive.
Mhm.
So what we can do is, so there's a lot of here about Gambit. A lot about Gambit.
I love
Oh, yeah, we
Gambit.
can skip that part.
Don't you do it, Claire.
They are switching up Gambit quite a lot. So there is a
Yeah.
lot that they talk about. You know, they talk about the past Gambit and they talk about what we want Gambit to be. But because it is so massive, I will just go through the core activity changes that they are doing to Gambit.
Yep.
So if you do want to check out the reasoning behind the changes or what Bungie's goals are now for Gambit, because they have pivoted. They pivoted.
Pivot.
It's from Friends. Sorry.
You guys remember your
yes.
percentage Gambit played?
3%.
I think mine was like
2%.
18. Oh, wow.
I gotta look at it right now.
I think mine was
Okay, do we want
18%.
to bring that up real quick?
That's what I thought. Do you want to talk about the
Do you want
percentage?
to do that real quick? Yeah, we could do that. We could do some percentages stuff. So there was an
Chat, what's your
email.
percentage?
There was
Gambit percentage.
There was an email that came from Bungie giving you a
Oh.
breakdown of your most used exotics, and this is lifetime stuff. Your class breakdown, your activity breakdown, all that good stuff.
I had 2% Gambit.
I was also
Wow.
at 2% Gambit.
3% Gambit.
I can't find
Tefty,
it.
you're the Gambiteer.
I'm looking for it right now. I don't know why it's not showing up for me. Oh, actually, it was only 8%. So, not as high as I thought.
Higher
So
than
this is
us.
why Gambit has a TWAB dedicated to it. What was your class breakdowns?
Mine was 0% Titan, 31% Warlock, 69% Hunter. That's right.
Nice.
Nice. Yep.
I had 16% Titan, 20% Warlock, and 63% Hunter. Hunter.
What was mine? 0% Titan.
Not saying
50
YouTube comments are right, but you know, just-
There is a theme. Interesting. 58% Warlock.
Ooh.
42% Hunter. So, like I
Hefty,
said,
you were a main before.
I am
you
a
were
Warlock main,
Be
bitches.
a main. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
you're
this
an actual
31.
Warlock now.
I am.
You're a
I'm
Warlock.
through and through. I'm like, I practically
Yeah.
started as a Warlock. My whole life credence is based around the principles and rigidity of being a Warlock main.
And
I'm
you know what?
surprised
With
because I
Void
played a
2.0,
ton of Titan in Destiny 1, and it says 0% for Destiny 2 lifetime. And I don't believe it. I know I've played Titan in Destiny 2. It can't be 0%.
Well, it's like a
Not enough
fraction.
of a
Maybe you-
percentage.
Yeah, it's not enough to hit 8% from what you play. It's
Yeah.
rounded.
Maybe you played
It's
so many
definitely
hours
more
of
than
Destiny.
1%. Like I have a fully taken care of Titan. Like I've played Titan in Destiny 2.
I mean, I've played Titan as well, but I'm at 0%. I've played enough to
I've logged
know a
on
few
my Titan.
things.
Just compared to the others, it's not a percent.
Oh yeah, it's
What was
is
your-
it this year?
It said
It says a lifetime. but-
class breakdown lifetime, activity breakdown lifetime. So
Yeah, it says lifetime.
it says lifetime. It says
It would
lifetime,
make
but
sense
it's
if it was this year.
Lifetime of the year.
Lifetime of the Year awards.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is this year.
It's this year, apparently.
Yeah,
It's a year in a
review.
view,
Okay.
but a lifetime.
Yeah, it's a little
Okay.
confusing. Yeah. A little bit.
What was your most used exotic? Just give me your number one.
I didn't even
I didn't
get one.
realize
What
it
does
said
that
that.
mean?
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't get one.
You don't
I didn't
use
even get.
guns.
I didn't even get listed most using Sonics. You know
Yeah,
why?
I didn't get one listed
You have to
either.
click on it or something?
Probably because I used Titan Bonk Hammer.
mm.
I mean, I would definitely.
No
I feel
exotic.
like Xenophage would be in there, or yeah. I don't know why. Why don't I have that?
Yeah, I didn't get it either.
I don't know. Mine was the most predictable thing.
Rat King?
Correct.
Wow.
Wrecking is most interesting. Yep.
All right, let's get back to Gambit.
So the Gambit.
All right, Gambit.
Yeah.
Gambiteers rise up.
Gambiteers, it is your time. They are adding a freelance node to Gambit.
Copy.
So they think that it's important that players feel like they always have a chance at winning, and we see over and over again that full stacks of friends or clanmates have a significant advantage over groups of solo match-made opponents. So same as Iron Banner, Trials of Osiris, you will be able to load into freelance. They are going to be investigating ways to remove the need for freelance nodes that split the population. So I assume that's still investigating, their matchmaking where it weighs matchmaking with solo
Yeah.
versus solo, and then they can get rid of all the freelance nodes.
Yeah. So personally, I'm excited for that version of this because I do think that given how little they say it has a healthy population, but let's be honest, there's a lot of people who are kind of like, I only play 3 matches and that's it per week because there's a pinnacle in there. So I am cautiously optimistic. I feel like it's possible it could be a detriment having the freelance thing in there because
We'll see.
like is matches going to become matchmaking times and all that issues that could potentially come up with
Or maybe with all these changes, people will want to jump in, but people never select the tiny nodes. You have to switch them. Please, Bungie, switch the nodes around.
Right.
Because if you're in a group and you press the big node and it goes, you need to go into the group one. Sorry, you have too many people. You can do that. But if you're solo, you're not going to be told anything. Unless you have a pop-up that says, you're by yourself. Are you sure you want to go in there?
Or maybe it's one of those things where you click on the main node and then there's 2 options on the bottom that give you freelance or team.
Better as well. Yeah.
So you're literally confronted with a choice of which one you're selecting.
Yeah. Next, they're going to be rotating seasonal selection of curated encounters starting in season 16. So in classic Gambit / Prime, you got a randomly selected encounter from a list of 3 for each enemy race on each map. In Beyond Light, due to production issues, we were only able to bring 1 of the 3 variations forward into the new activity. Those issues have been fixed, and we are now bringing the missing variations forward. So playing with the single variation for race map for a year led us to an interesting observation. It's fun to know that Hive on Pacifica means, oh god, those Shriekers, and learn spawns and master them over time. Maybe not interesting for an entire year, but we think it will be interesting to have a set rotation of spawns for a season, and over those 3 months, master each encounter. So they're going to have 1 season, things are the same, and then it will all switch.
Yeah, I'll be honest. When I read
That
this, I
makes
was
sense.
like, I had no idea that this was actually a thing that existed with the spawns.
Gambiteer.
I see enemies, I go and shoot them. I'm not paying attention to like the math of when each thing is spawning at what time, depending on which map and what race and all that. So, anyways.
The next thing they're doing is respawn points are being added to all fronts. So sections of the maps where enemies could cycle in or out, because it can be frustrating to always have to run all the way from the backfield after spawning before you're able to help teammates fight the invader or collect motes.
This is nice.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Excellent change.
That may be good unless the invader knows the spawn points and they can like just repeatedly pick you off. If they're too close to the front, that could be an issue.
Well, there is issues with invaders basically getting the kills and then going to knowing where you'd spawn to then camp before they get kicked out. So this actually fixes that.
Does it?
Possibly.
Maybe.
Or more random locations, I guess, for you to spawn at.
Yeah, more random locations.
Yeah, the more locations I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
It can also be very frustrating as an invader to always spawn at the same location on the map multiple times in a row, or have to have the invader camp the entrance to avoid confrontation. That's another thing that happens is people will, know where the invader is going to spawn based on where your team is or where enemies are, and they'll just look right there before you've even finished spawning in. They can shoot a rocket at you and you're just dead.
Yeah.
More respawn points spread throughout fronts should help you get back into the action faster and provide for less predictable spawn points during invasions. So that's what they're aiming for.
Mm-hmm.
Players always drop half the motes they were carrying when they are
Yeah.
defeated. So these
That's a
can be
big
picked
change.
up by anyone, including invaders. Invaders can also drop more motes now. This makes recovering from a ruthless invader or bad luck fighting enemies a little bit easier.
Yeah,
That's
a good
cool.
change. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good change. I agree. Players can be revived by other players 2 seconds earlier, and auto respawn is delayed 2 seconds. Because I'm like, I see someone coming to res me, and I'm like, it was 1 second. It was 1 second. I can't control it. I'm
Yeah.
out of here. I'm gone.
Yep.
We want to emphasize and reward teamwork as much as possible. Bringing your teammate back and saving them is now even easier. This change should also reduce the frustrating moments where teammates being forced to respawn as you're halfway through the revive interact. When your teammate dies and you run to grab their dropped motes, stop for a second and revive them. All shields have increasing resistance to non-matching damage types. While not as severe as match game resistance in Nightfalls, we wanted to provide a way to promote build crafting and teamwork.
Yeah,
I guess
this
that's part
one-
of learning through the season. It's like, oh, on this map, there's this enemy and they have this thing, so I should use this.
Yeah, this one I'm kind of like, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm kinda like,
this,
meh.
this might end
Yeah.
up being an annoyance by the end of the season. Be like, oh,
As long as it's not stupid match game resilience.
yeah. They said it's
Yeah,
not going to
match
be
game
as
is-
much, but like match game is already annoying in Nightfall. So then to force it into casual gambits, I'm like, don't know about that, but
Yeah, as long as like if you can, it should just be more efficient to have the right element on, but not like 5 magazines of your wrong element. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
to get through it. Like if you really want to strong arm it, you can get through it, but maybe it'll be more efficient to have the actual right element on.
true.
Next we have rules of Gambit node added to the launch screen. So now numerous Gambit specific hints have been added to the load screen because no one knows what the fudge to
Rule
do in
number
Gambit.
1: invade with 15 modes. Always.
Well,
You
you'll
get-
Rule
only drop
number
half
2.
of them.
Never bank unless you have 15 modes.
True.
Right.
And even then, think about it for at least a minute.
Yeah.
Especially if we keep saying, bank now, get the Primeval. Primeval's available. Bank your mouse.
Yeah, prime.
Don't
prime
bank.
rule
I
That's
back.
can't
bank.
hear you.
That's drifted back.
My Iron Maiden record is turned up to the max like it's supposed to be.
Briar's running for the hills.
So now we have everything about blockers, draining, and the bank. Speaking of not banking your motes, maybe it's better to
Yeah.
just not bank them. So the 10 mote Phalanx blocker has its health boosted a bit because they're good positional challenge with their shield and knockback, but they felt that they weren't very tough for their mote cost. 10 whole motes and you can just go in their back and
Yeah.
punch them and
Mhm.
they're dead. So they're getting more health. 15 mote Night blocker gains a stasis attack. Oh lord.
Ooh.
We originally planned to pull its health down some as we felt it was a little too beefy for 15 modes, but with the ammo changes below, we didn't find the current health to be too much in playtesting. So we did think they could be a little bit more tactically interesting with a stasis attack without necessarily making them more deadly or harder to kill.
I feel like I'm going to be disappointed not having particle deconstruction come Witch Queen and being like, everything's hard to kill, damn it.
True.
I'm just saying, I'm getting a team together and I'm sending through 4 15 mote blockers with stasis just to see how the team deals with that.
They're gonna be shooting frozen. Ah!
Invade now, they're frozen.
You shoot one of them and their body explodes and kills the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Crystals. Moat drain from multiple blockers continues even if the opposing team is in primeval phase. So this will
This is
help the
fascinating.
team. This is very interesting. I think
Yeah.
this is one of the more interesting ones.
Yep.
This will help the team that is behind get to the primeval a little quicker. It's never felt great to send over 4 blockers only to have the enemy team ignore them, all while still being severely
Mhm.
behind. This also gives the team in the lead a bit more incentive to kill blockers during their primeval phase.
Yeah.
And then moat drain is paused if a player is near the bank and engaging blockers.
Yeah, I think that's a good
it-
change too. I find that.
I think it's
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah, I
because if
agree.
there's a couple big boy titans right there, and again, you don't have particle deconstruction, like it can be annoying to see that drain still happening.
Yeah. So if there's 3 knights, you can step up to the bank and engage the blockers, and it will stop the drain. So as
Yeah.
long as you're hitting them with something, you'll
Mhm.
stop it.
Engaged in battle with them. Yeah.
Next, we have the ammo economy, which I think has been the biggest downfall of
Yep.
Gambit, really.
Mhm.
Gambit is pretty fun when it's not just people shooting rockets every time they come through the portal. So, when completing a front, a chest containing a small amount of special and heavy ammo spawns in the middle of the front and can be looted once by each player. It times out 20 seconds after the initial interact, so you have to get there quickly.
This is interesting because it gives you an incentive to make sure you clear everything and be there, and not just like
Right.
race back to
Leave.
deposit and then also go to the next area. Like it gives you a reason to make sure everything's all tied up.
It does, yeah. It's interesting that they're getting more heavy ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't solve the heavy ammo problem from
Doesn't
invasions.
solve the heavy.
Well, everyone, when you invade, though, everyone's going to have heavy ammo. So I think
True.
it's better.
That's a good point. Yeah.
You'll fight heavy with heavy instead of you being there with your
but
primary.
it's just going to be heavy fights, which is
It
probably
will-
going to
yeah.
be Galahorns or
Yeah.
probably
The-
Galahorns, to be honest.
There's more changes to the invasions once we get to there, which I think do alleviate this a little bit, but yeah.
Oh, people seem to be confused about the moat drain stuff, like when the primeval is up,
Mhm.
because you can't like put the primeval in the closet once a certain amount of moats are drained. I think it's draining moats from their bank into yours.
Giving it to you.
Yeah, it means that even if they have a primeval up, like they're obviously not going to put the primeval back, but you could still get moats. So if they have 4 knights suddenly showing up while you're fighting the primeval, it's still adding moats into the enemy team unless you kill those knights. So
Yeah.
there's
So
a
if
reason.
you just leave it all up and it's draining, they'll get their primeval a lot faster.
Yeah. So it gives you a reason to
they'll-
kill those things.
Because they'll be dunking moats and then also draining moats. So
Yep.
easier to catch up, basically.
Mhm.
Killing a high value target spawns 1 normal heavy brick per player. During the primeval phase, ammo chests spawn in one of the fronts every 60 seconds. This replaces the regular front ammo chest, but you still need to find the time to go grab it.
Yeah, this sounds like
more heavy.
I'm not sure how I feel about this. Gonna have to be running all across the map constantly looking for your ammo every 60 seconds. I wonder if an icon's gonna pop up that says, "Here's the chest with heavy" or "chest with ammo."
I
Hope so.
imagine so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that everyone will have heavy, but I'm one of the very lucky people who got to experience Gambit without a ton of heavy, and it was someone invading with a pulse rifle, and that was so fun. So just it only being heavy ammo fights does concern me, but
Mhm.
we'll see. Limited special and heavy ammo bricks to only spawn from enemies if you have finder mods equipped. Other ammo, exotics, and perks like Aeon Cult still work.
Yeah, and again, this is one of these things where it's like,
Yeah.
well, you have to build for that then if
Yeah.
you want to get regular ammo from the riffraff.
Well, that's the ammo economy.
Mhm.
I just don't know. I know how cool Gambit is when it's not just Rocket v Rocket, Xeno versus Xeno or whatever.
Mhm.
It's more fun.
Yeah, do you
for
remember
sure.
when Xena just one tap you?
Yeah.
Just go through.
You don't even need to aim.
Punk,
Just
punk.
boop, boop, boop.
Yep. Yeah,
That's the hardest thing. I think that's the hardest thing with Gambit is balancing heavy for invasion.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
There's like a real
50-50 on
sticking
these
point.
changes. Like, I do like the fact that you're going to be able to have a definite pathway towards filling up your heavy. So you're not, you know how like some matches you have full heavy. You're like, oh, I just have insane amounts of heavy, and now I'm going to burn the
Yeah.
boss. And
Yeah.
like, you burn the boss, and you burn anybody who comes in through the portal. And then other matches, you don't get a single brick. You're like,
Yeah.
how?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
That's
it
why
does make
it's so-
it more
So
consistent.
frustrating when somebody comes through with heavy and burns your team.
Right.
Your team doesn't have any heavy. You're like defenseless.
Yeah. So I think the solace in it is knowing that if you do invade with heavy, chances are you're going to be hit with
They've
heavy,
got heavy.
just like you were saying.
They have
Alan.
heavy too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
But I agree with Watts. Like it's more interesting when the invader, you go in as invader with a shotgun or a sniper rifle or something like that. Like to me, that's way more fun than going in with a heat-seeking missile.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
here's a nuclear option. Why not just have no heavy until like Primeval boss? Or is that just too boring?
I think it changes the fundamentals of how Destiny's gameplay is. Like you kind of,
Yeah.
there's certain builds with heavy, certain types of.
That's the hard thing with Gambit because it's both. There's PvE and PvP.
It is hard.
Right? And it's like, well, you don't have heavy all the time in PvP because the reason you don't have it is because that's what you would use.
Right.
You just shoot each other with rockets the whole game.
Yeah, I always find it super annoying dying to truth. I'm like, you just specifically spec'd to invade and kill with the truth rocket. Like that was your goal.
Yeah.
Well, we have more. The
Yes.
Primeval fight.
Yep.
Primeval health and Slayer stack bonus returned. Burning the boss after 3 rounds of Envoy should be just as easy as it is now, but burning him after just 1 or 2 rounds should be significantly more work. They're trying to keep the fight longer. It gives people more of a chance to get back in the game. It's not just boss is here, burn it, it's dead. Okay, bye.
Too many sleeper simulants with particle deconstruction.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to kill the envoys now instead of just
Yeah.
basically ignoring them. And envoys now spawn with friends out in the fronts rather than in the bank area. They have reduced health and are no longer affected by Slayer stacks and have varied elemental shields. Killing the envoys to get Slayer stacks will require movement, dealing with the envoys' protectors, and dealing with their elemental shield.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm
Interesting.
curious
Yeah,
how that's going to feel having to be so mobile. Because right now, Primeval shows up, you kind of get like used to your home base and like I'm dropping stuff here and you know where the fight is. Now it feels like it's going to be all over the map.
Yeah, and it's because you could just like tether in the middle and you could catch probably all the envoys and the Primeval and you could just kill everything.
Yeah, that's not happening now. Oh, I also didn't realize that the envoys might be timed with the chests that you pick up as well. Quite possibly.
So you're gonna have to spread out potentially.
Maybe. They did say it was going to be random in 60 seconds for where those chests spawn in those fronts, but those are going to be showing up there as well.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Envoys are also going to put an invulnerability shield on the Primeval. You must kill them both to remove it and damage the Primeval, forcing your team to go out and invade.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, again, I have to see how that feels.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't know yet.
Envoys respawn at 30% of the Primeval damage done. This increases by 10% every envoy respawn, and envoys stop spawning after the 5th spawn.
Okay.
No, yeah.
This is gonna make Primeval's like way harder to kill. Like, is this gonna just make Gambit matches longer?
Definitely sounds like it's gonna take more time. Which
it means you can't go in with bonk hammer and just one shot.
They said significantly harder. So maybe you can with the right build, but it's going to be like you got to build it perfectly to do something.
Well,
like
they're going to have immunity, right, until you kill the envoys. So it's sort of making you go through phases.
Yeah, but
we're kind of going back to Gambit Prime for the boss fight. At least.
You could You can remove that first shield though, and then dump as much damage as possible, and maybe you might be able to get close to. Probably not.
Well, no, because it's another envoy is going to respawn at 30%, and that's going to put a shield around the Primeval, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. I totally forgot.
Okay, so it does say here that with the tuning changes above, the moats phase is significantly quicker and the Primeval phase is longer. So maybe overall the matches will feel somewhat a similar amount of time, but they're just kind of switched of which is faster.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, they're removing the meatball because its custom shielding mechanics conflicting with the new mechanics. So the Malfeasance quest.
I'm gonna miss the meatball.
I know. I liked hearing the bro when he showed up.
Yeah.
Bro. So to get
You'll be missed, meatball.
Crow's bane.
Apparently.
Do you remember Forsaken when you first saw Meatball? You're like, what is that?
Oh yeah.
It's like, holy crap.
So So if you do want to get Malfeasance, it will now just start on your first primeval kill. You don't need to do anything
Cool.
special.
That's great.
It's funny. I think people don't like the meatball for the same reason, or
The shielding mechanics.
yeah, they're putting in the reason why we don't like the meatball into every single primeval with the shielding in various sides.
We'll see. We'll see. I will say that I think I did like Gambit Prime quite a lot. Because it was more interesting. It was more engaging as a player. And I think having the moats phase be faster and then having the boss phase be longer and it's a more interesting boss fight does appeal to me. I just don't know how that's going to feel yet. Like that idea appeals to me, but I don't know if it's going to feel terrible or not. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see.
Next we have invasions.
Yes.
The thing that a lot of people hate. So level advantage is now disabled for invader PvP. It has actually been like this since the start of Beyond Light. Surprise!
I love that.
Well, there you go. One of the moat phase invasions has been removed. Invasions now trigger at 40 and 80 moat thresholds. Primeval phase invasions are unchanged. So you're going to have free range for a while getting moats.
Well, okay, so they said that so they're reducing an invasion on the moat phase, but the moat phase takes less time now. So it's like maybe it'll feel about the same in terms of invasions.
Maybe. Yeah. Invasions can no longer be saved up, so you either use it or you lose it. Invader no longer can see how many moats enemy players are carrying.
This is a huge change. This is great.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that.
And player nameplates fade out when the invader is aiming down their sights.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that.
That's interesting.
I actually like both of these changes.
I think it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I like knowing that I just nailed somebody who was carrying around 14 moats. Like
I think
like that.
It will still say
it'll say in the bottom
feed that
okay.
they lost it, but you just can't be like,
but
"There's a guy with 15. Screw you
target.
guys! I'm going over here."
Yeah,
it's like a surprise.
I mean, that's part of the strategy of being an invader, though, isn't it? Is like going after the guy who's got the most moats.
Well, I think now your strategy will be to go towards
the
larger group of
everything.
people.
Yeah, it increase your chances of getting more moat. Actually, you'll be able to pick up the moats too because they drop.
You will be
half of their moats.
That's true.
So, yeah, I think it's a good change, honestly.
I think that's kind of cool. That's actually it gets me a little bit of excitement fizzled in my heart right there for a second.
I don't know. I'm unsure about this one. I kind of like knowing. Like
I can go in. You can go to like the group of 3, kill them, get all of their moats.
Well, half.
And then, half of, but you couldn't get any before.
No. Yeah.
Well, you got didn't you get like a 3 or 4?
No, that's when you killed the invader.
Yeah, the invader always dropped 3 or 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though I was invading with 15. Come on.
Yeah, when you killed the invader invading you.
15, gotta go, team. I'll be back.
Yeah, just shoot truth rockets at 4 people. Like, it's fine. You're gonna have heavy ammo the entire time.
That was really good. I enjoyed that.
You can still see players through walls, just not while you are engaging your rocket tracking or using your sniper zoom. So it's not going to give you an easier time aiming.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to be able to know where you have to go.
I feel like that's a decent compromise.
I think so.
For the time being, until we understand how it really feels a month into the season.
We found a bug with how the primeval heal effect was being applied, which depending on the sequence and timing of kills would heal the primeval for somewhere between 5 and 35%.
What a crazy bug. I noticed that. I'd kill some people and be like, why it barely moved? Like, what's going on?
Very
and then other
weird.
times, like I'm getting invaded and the bar just boonk.
Yep.
It's that
one
bug.
person dies and you're like,
Yeah.
Made
no sense.
But it's now fixed, and the invader kills will heal the primeval for exactly 27%.
Easy.
Yep.
Then we have a little bit about rewards. Drifter's getting a bit of an upgrade. So, focusing, you can focus the Gambit engram into either Gambit armor or Gambit weapons for 10,000 glimmer and 50 legendary sharps. So if you're chasing a roll, it's better than just playing endless Gambit and waiting for a gun to drop, which barely
Yeah.
drops and has like
Yep.
the biggest pool known to man. Gambit Weapons includes Crowd Pleaser, Bottom Dollar, Trinary System, Borrow Time, and Servant Leader. Brand new Gambit Weapons are drop only for a single season and then are available for focusing.
Oof.
We expect to expand Drifter's focusing options further during upcoming seasons. Other Drifter changes, Bygones, Trust, and Bad Omens have been removed from the vendor. Bring them back! They're all such good guns!
Yeah.
What about
I
me bad
know.
omens?
You take your Bad Omens. Trust is great. Bygones is great. I miss Trust. I really
Yeah.
liked Trust. That
Mhm.
Hank and was nice. End match drop. So there is a Gambit memento for weapon crafting that can drop after any match. Older Gambit shaders now have a small chance of dropping at the end of each match. Those are great changes. Love that. Primeval Servitor cosmetic drops can now drop at the end of any match, and the Furtive Shell Ghost can now drop at the end of any match. So this isn't win. This is just win or lose. You'll get some stuff.
Yeah. Random chances.
The Future and Gambit Labs. Ooh,
This is cool. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I actually like this too.
The daily Gambit bounty objectives are generally fine, but some of the repeatable bounties have some onerous completion requirements. We're taking a pass on these, though they won't all come at once. Sometime this season, we'll be adjusting the completion amounts of most Gambit repeatable bounties. Weapon kills drop from 25 to 15, melee and grenade kills from 25 to 5, and super kills from 15 to 10. It's just easier across the board.
Yes. Good.
In Season 17, we'll be making additional tuning changes as well as adding 3 new bounties. Throughout the year, we will also be adding bounties specific to Light 3.0 updates.
Cool.
Very nice. Now we get the fun part, Gambit Labs.
Gambit
Ooh,
Labs.
Invasion Edition. Ooh. So, Invasion Swap. This labs variation plays around with who gets to benefit from triggered invasions. During moat phase, instead of opening your own invasion portal at 40 and 80 moats, you instead open your opponent's invasion portal. We expect this to
Interesting.
completely disrupt the accepted meta for how and when to deposit and invade.
So good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
really
great.
interesting.
Because that
Yeah.
means you should all just deposit 15,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
which is cool. Which is
Yeah.
how the game should be played anyway. So it's good they're teaching people this.
Very cool. Yeah. And then they have another Gambit Labs called Moat Thief.
This is cool too.
Fundamentally, the original concept of the invader was Guardian as taken terror, overpowered and dangerous, something new to have to fight. While that is very compelling, we don't believe it is the only compelling invader fantasy. We believe the sneaky Moat Thief is worth exploring too.
Sneaky.
Maybe there are more. That does excite me.
Yeah.
A normal moat drain from having 2 blockers is disabled. Instead, every second the invader is invading, 1 moat drains directly from your bank to the invader's bank.
I think that's awesome.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I like these. This is fun.
Yeah. I really like the
Yeah.
idea
Hunters.
that once someone invades, your top priority should be to kill them as fast as possible because they're draining the
Yeah,
bank.
instead of hiding.
Yeah. Like that's an interesting
that's the-
concept.
I do really like that because that is the reaction now. It's like, oh, the invader's here, just hide. Unless you have 0
Yeah.
moats, then you can go look for him. But
Mhm.
that completely flips it. Both of
That's
those.
why I never pick up any moat swaps because I'm always looking for an invader.
Yeah, you're always you're the PvP.
Looking out for the team.
Yeah. I do wonder if one
So,
moat per second is enough though to make it feel that
Worth
impactful.
fighting.
Yeah, worth
The
fighting.
max is 10, right?
10 seconds?
10 second?
No,
Or is
I
it
feel like
15?
you're
What's that?
invade longer
15?
than 10 seconds. Is
20?
it only 15?
30.
30?
30.
Is it
A
30
minute?
I
seconds?
think I checked this morning.
30
Because I
seconds.
asked, because chat's like, just put a bubble down. I was like, how long does a bubble last? Like 30 seconds? How long does this invasion last? 30 seconds? I'm like,
So you could get 30 moats.
just put a bubble in the middle and go.
There you go. Bubbles back,
Bubble.
baby.
That's why Bubble was nerfed. That's the reason. The labs
Oh.
Gambit mode.
Yeah, because of Gambit. Yeah, I think it's a really cool concept. I like that idea of becoming like the becoming it or something. Like you're
Yeah,
in.
like just imagine invading. Say you're in there for 30 seconds. You kill 3 people, but you don't kill the last guy, so you get the full 30 seconds. You steal all those motes from the people that drop the motes. You could be
Yeah.
leaving with like 50 motes, 60
That's a
motes.
huge swing.
Big swing.
Yeah, that's a really interesting like pace change for how a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
of invasions end up feeling. Yeah, because you'd want to
Yeah, I
stay in there
kinda-
as
kinda
long
dig
as possible.
Yeah. Do you remember what Kevin said? Can't get sniped in a bubble.
Okay, that's why he said it. That's why. And he's
Chat
like,
also had a
so he's
Go on.
like, hunters, yeah, the hunters can be invisible all the time. That's why also they were like, hunters just gonna invade you and just be invisible the whole time, chilling in the back.
Yeah,
somewhere.
but doesn't this prove that we're the least favorite child because they're trying to push us into playing Gambit?
Mm.
Good point.
Maybe. Maybe.
Big Brain Chat said before with the invasion swap,
Mm.
no, you put in 39 and then you all put in 15.
Mm.
Yeah.
You get
Smart.
right up to 40
That is
before
smart.
the portal opens.
Oh, now
and then
you've
you
ruined the
dump 60.
labs. Jesus.
No, labs is ruined. But that's cool because you're gonna have to confirm with everyone how much they got as you.
Let me tell you where this is not going to happen. Freelance Gambit.
No.
That's where that's not going to happen.
I don't think any of this lab stuff makes any difference in freelance when
Nope, not a bit.
Yeah. So it will be pure madness in freelance, which will be pretty cool.
I can't wait to see what
Um,
else they experiment with.
Yeah, that's all the Gambit stuff. This actually gets me pretty excited, to be honest. Like, I want to go
Yeah.
play Gambit.
Yeah.
My 3%
And then you get
will
to
go
Gambit.
to 4.
Yeah.
Gambit
Definitely wanna
has
look at it,
huge
yeah.
potential. It always
Yeah.
has had huge potential. They just haven't been able to tweak it enough and give it the right things, give it the right legs that it needs, expand on what it already has.
So next we just have a little bit of a note about trials. As we discussed earlier this season, we are going to continue to liberally schedule Capture Zone and freelance weekends, as well as a few reputation updates coming. For season 16, we're moving to a schedule of 7 maps for the season, one of which you will get to decide. Expect a survey to come out in the next few weeks to vote on the final map of the season. I like that. That's good. We also have some adept reward changes coming for season 17. We'll preview those later in the season. They don't really have anything to share with stuff, but that's a little bit of don't worry,
Yeah.
Trials players. We're still thinking about you. So now we have a final patch note preview. So it's a quick roundup of patch notes for next Tuesday. So this is more of a kitchen sink of patch notes, a little bit of everything. So I don't know if we want to read all of it. Well, we probably should. It's not that long.
I
actually.
really want to get to Twitter questions tonight because we haven't done it in like a few weeks. So save some time for Twitter
This is
questions. tonight.
the last thing, actually. There's a other thing, well, that I'd like to note, but we don't need to like talk about it. So returning. Wait, no, that's not where it starts. Ritual rewards. Starting with the Witch Queen, ritual playlist rewards will be updated to grant ritual-specific gear, weapons, mods, and armor, and no longer will be granting rewards from the general world pool.
Mhm.
That's cool. Crucible will grant Crucible gear, Vanguard, Gambit.
Gambit.
Engram focusing is currently only available on Site 14 and the Drifter for their ritual-specific engrams. World engrams will continue to be granted at major ranks on ritual vendors just for a little variety. Gambit, Crucible, and Vanguard rituals are receiving updated armor rewards for a new expansion release. These share the same base appearance, but have slight differences in decals and coloring to represent each ritual. And then there's a little picture of the armor for each class.
Cool.
That hunter looks dope.
I do like the Crucible Hunter.
Mhm.
Very bold.
Mhm.
Old pattern.
Mm.
Returning Crucible maps, Eternity and Vostok come back.
Wow.
I would have liked any of the others, I think. Actually.
Besides Vostok?
Eternity and
And
Vostok.
Eternity. I know
When I
that
read
so
that,
it's
I was like, oof.
I think they're trying to
Yeesh.
bring like some bigger maps because they're all kind of small at the moment, I guess.
Yeah, but those maps didn't play very well.
We'll see. Next, Eververse, no changes. No systemic changes to Eververse. There will be new cosmetic items available for Silver and Bright Dust, but no changes. Anything changing to Bright Dust. There are no changes to Bright Dust acquisition or totals compared to that of Season 15. Players will continue to earn Bright Dust from seasonal challenges, etc., etc., etc. And then we have the best part, which is the new Universal Armor Ornament sets coming to Eververse, which Briar was talking about the eyebrows.
How is that the best part? That's coming to Eververse.
The best.
Because it looks great.
Those eyebrows, man.
Those eyebrows speak to the void, apparently. Void equals big eyebrows.
Very angry with the void.
Yeah, those eyebrows mean the first ghost. The very first one.
Well, it's like the owl, right? Because it kind of looks like a bird. There's that owl that has like really big eyebrows. I assume that's what the hunter's supposed to look like. Is
right.
It looks like
Are the swords
bird.
on the chest, or are they a hologram that are like off of the chest? It's hard to tell in that picture.
It's hard to tell. Yeah. I assume it's on the chest. It's hard to tell.
I sort of feel like you're right. It's a hologram. Doesn't look at like bends around properly.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the others, and the others are also they look a bit more attached to the armor. Maybe it is just a hologram of swords sticking out.
I think the Titan is the best one. Honestly, I really like the Titan.
Warlock helmet's pretty cool.
I think the Warlock robe's pretty cool because it's got the void like speckled into the robe, which is pretty cool.
Void 3.0 built into it.
Yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm. I like the Titan too, yeah. Like I'm going to be a Titan.
Woo.
I've got a couple more things I'm going to read very quickly. So season pass changes. High stats seasonal armor has been reintroduced. Individual pieces are awarded at ranks 57 and 87. Legendary engrams have been replaced with focused umbral engrams, 5 in total, each focused to a different armor piece, arms, leg, chest, class, and head, and all umbral engrams are tier 2. The season pass emblem has been removed, but we have introduced a season pass sparrow. Maybe it goes fast. The season pass scrounger bonuses which increased seasonal weapon armor drop chances and ritual activities, have been overhauled. The weapon scrounger bonus is no longer separated by weapon type or ritual activity. They now apply to both season pass legendary weapons and all activities at once. 2 weapon scrounger bonuses instead of 6. The first bonus grants the player a small chance to receive the weapons from ritual activities. The second bonus gives an improved chance. Total drop chance is unchanged. The armor scrounger bonus are no longer separated by ritual activity. All at once. Bonus. Basically the same. Aside from the emblem, no items have been removed from the season pass, only added. A number of rewards such as Glimmer and Legendary Shards have been consolidated to make room for high stat armor. A small amount of upgrade modules have been added. And the order some rewards are acquired has been tuned to accommodate the above changes. Bada bing, bada boom, season. Cool. Next, Thrallway. Fixed an issue where Shadow Thrall and the Shattered Throne were unintentionally granting investment rewards such as Glimmer, engrams, and XP.
How long has that been active?
No more Thrallway. Go away.
I'm sort of happy about that. Yeah. I'm sort of happy with that.
Because it's boring. I would prefer it
Insanely
to be...
boring.
I would prefer... Well, it's like we were saying with upgrading our weapons, right? We were hoping that killing things in activities was going to be a big boost because otherwise people would just go to the Thrallway. Because we would all prefer to go do, Nightfalls or Crucible or Gambit and level up our weapons than just go to a Thrallway.
Let's not get crazy.
With them changes, Briar? Come on.
Real fast, boss stomps. Adjusted the physics knockback for boss stomps. Incoming shotgun meta. Bang, bang, boogie.
I hope this feels significant.
Bada bing, bada boom. Steel Series has a Destiny collaboration. There's a mouse pad, and a headset. It's all white. It's got RGB. It looks pretty dope.
The mouse pad has RGB.
Ooh,
fancy.
Hefty just held up the... Oh, you got everything?
Yeah, I got
Plug it in. Let me see them lights. Okay, moving on. There's gonna be new.
Yeah.
Oh, no. What? Go. Yes.
I'm doing a giveaway with some of the stuff. So.
Oh, so you can't open it and.
No, I think a different one's getting giveaway. I need to check the email.
I think people might like you to touch it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Even better.
Well, I don't. Yeah.
Lick it.
Lick it. Yeah. Lick it.
How's it taste?
ASMR mouse box.
Beautiful. There is going to be a new gift subs to your favorite streamer engram emblem. It's purple. Looks great. Gift 2 subs to your favorite streamer and get a cool emblem. And that's the rest is just lot of there's a release schedule, there's exorcism stuff, wayfinder, compass rotation, last chance for Bungie rewards. There's a lot of stuff. But that is the big chunk.
Yep.
Big chunk.
Very exciting.
We did it.
Witch Queen is looking amazing. Because again, we didn't get a chance to like really talk about Void 3.0 from last week because we were talking to the Bungie devs. But man, everything is just it's looking good to be a Destiny player right now. Looking
it's coming
really
up
good.
worms. It is coming
up worms.
And I'm feeling wormy.
I'm just gonna roll right into the
Let's
Twitter
do it.
questions. So we
Let's do it.
haven't done it in a few weeks now. Mr. Goodbye says, would Gambit be better if they replaced the Drifter with Gambit from the X-Men?
Oh wow.
Yes.
No. Drifter's
Yes.
dope.
Gambit has a Cajun accent.
What if every like you ran? So what if 10% of the time you randomly got Gambit from the X-Men? You're like, oh, Gambit's
Okay,
here this
I'm
time
in.
around, right?
He's a boss. He's a primeval. He shows up sometimes with his Cajun
I
accent.
do like Gambit. He's good.
Showing the
He
cards.
throws playing cards that
Yeah.
explode.
He's my favorite.
Blandon McBlanderson says, the gods have arbitrarily cursed you so that you have to pick one of the following songs to have in your head for a full year. 1, I'm Gonna Be, 500 Miles by the Proclaimers. 2, Here I Am by Air Supply. 3, Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. Or 4, I Can't Go For That by Hall & Oates.
Wow.
It's either Here I Am or I Can't Go For That.
And also-
Probably I Can't Go For That.
I think 500 miles. I will mark
Oh, I like that song. Yeah, I'm going with that
Yeah.
song. Yeah, that's
Sure.
a good song. 500 miles.
True
Absolutely.
story. I had Rich Girl stuck in my head for about 2 years, and also by Hall & Oates. And my wife really got mad at me because she thought I was making fun of her. I wasn't. Youngest Hero says, what do you all think will be the super weapon buff mod coming this season, i.e. breach and clean, particle deconstruction?
Stabby, smack'em, shielda projector.
It's got to go with the glaive, right?
Yeah,
Whatever
the
it is,
glaive.
it's got to go with the glaive.
Gotta be
Yeah,
glaive.
buff.
It's gotta be glaive.
Do you think the
I
Glaive's going to
hope,
do
I
big
hope
damage?
though it's not very powerful. I hope it's not like
What if it's you get shield energy over time instead of killing things?
Ooh.
That will break
Everything's
Yeah.
busted.
I'd prefer it to be something like that rather than a DPS thing because
DPS locks you in a path,
Hunter-
right?
It does.
What's that?
Yeah.
DPS locks you in a path. Like if you're not running particle deconstruction, it's like, what are you doing? Right?
I mean, it's sort of cool because fusion rifles got their time in the sun again, and it was nice using fusion rifles for a season for DPS. But I also think it shouldn't be like 30% or whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
It shouldn't be more than a super. It needs to be more than weaken, and it needs to be less than a tether.
Right.
Well,
right.
they said they don't want to step on the toes of weakness because that's a huge part of Void and a huge part of Hunter Void. So
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that people are overlooking actually with Hunter Void, just to be on a small tangent, is that they're going to be the ones mainly applying weakness. And if we aren't getting mods that do that anymore, then that's a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the Glaive
Everyone can apply weakness, right? Though.
But
Yeah, I think-
hunters are the specialists.
Yeah, they're the masters of it, but everyone will be able to do it. for the
Just like
Void.
hunters can also devour.
Yeah.
No,
Just
but
like
the
buff.
specialists are only for the buffs, right? Like hunters are invisibility specialists, overshields for Titan, and warlocks devour, and then all the debuffs are.
I think it has to
shared,
do with how
correct?
much uptime they have with being able to use that
Yeah.
ability all the time.
Yeah.
Like the others will be able to do it, but it's not gonna be able to eclipse what the hunters can do if you build for it correctly. In terms
That's
of
what
repeatedly doing it.
Took from, because there's the what's it called, the aspect for hunters that was like all about applying weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
There might be different builds. Yeah.
It's probably
Cool.
just higher uptime.
Yeah, I guess we
what
have seen the
think.
aspects for it. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Hey, what do you think the champion mod is going to be for Glaive, if there is one?
Champion of Glaive.
1-2 slap is what it would be called, and you have to melee them.
Is it
You can't
unstoppable?
use your one. Yes, the 1-2 slap.
Overload.
The yearly slap is what it would be called.
I think.
love it.
Definitely unstoppable.
How do you shoot the bullet? How do you actually shoot it again? How do you shoot it and not
It's probably
like, use it as a
R2
melee?
compared to R1, I would assume. On a controller. Sorry, Mylon.
Yeah.
You remember
Left
controllers.
click, right click.
Maybe hip
You
fire.
remember.
Hip fire is stab, and ADS fire is shoot.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Or it would just be a melee. Would it not be a melee button? Can you melee when you've got the glaive?
But then it
You
overrides your
must be
melee
able to
button?
melee. You must be able to melee because you have to throw smoke bombs and stuff. I don't
Right.
know. But maybe shooting it is like your champion disruptor.
Yeah. that could
Well,
be.
apparently
would be
they
cool.
already said that the glaive is unstoppable. So
Oh, they said.
there you go.
Oh,
There it
Nice,
is.
I didn't realize
There
that.
you go. We knew that. We were testing the internet.
Yeah. Good
We'll
job,
test
chat.
it.
You passed.
I didn't know.
Okay, well, so how do you aim unstoppable then? Because you normally have to aim to get the unstoppable perk procced.
Right. Well, if
How do
you
you aim
aim
the
to
glaive?
shoot, if you aimed like a regular ADS to shoot, then
I
it
would
Maybe you
assume
have
it's
to aim to shoot.
Yeah,
Or it's with the stab.
That's what we just said.
that's what we're thinking.
I know. I'm a Titan now. It takes a bit fucking longer to get me brain. Bounces off.
Dreadnought says the state of New York replaces the Statue of Liberty with the statue of one of the DCP hosts. Name something they might be holding in their hands.
Pope, and he's holding a Taco
A Taco Bell.
Taco Bell Nachos Bel Grande, and it's like half
And
smeared on his
yeah,
face.
you gotta have the Baja
Proudly.
Blast as
Yeah,
well. Baja Blast gotta be somewhere.
yeah, the Baja Blast.
There it is.
Pouring it on him like you did
Yeah,
at one time.
yeah, like an 80s
Like an
music
endless
video.
waterfall.
Yeah, an endless waterfall. Baja Blast.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Aunt Krauser says, what was everyone's top exotic use? We kind of answered this already. We're just going to move on. Final Trash Formation says, compared to the issues Bungie has addressed in today's TWAB, how accurate does it correspond to your experience in Gambit? 3%, 2%, 2%. It corresponds 2% to my experience in Gambit.
True.
I feel like we talked a bit about this, but like I'm still concerned about the prevalence of invasions, because they said like right now an invasion can basically turn the tides of a match easily
Yeah.
if you're an insane invader. I don't feel like that's changing. Like, yeah, people are going to have heavy, but now they're guaranteeing that if you get a team wipe during Primeval, you're going to heal the Primeval 100%. Like, that's a guarantee now. It's not 5%, 5%, 5%, and random 10% or something like that. It's 27% every time you get a kill. So I don't really feel like they addressed that specifically.
I have no idea.
I think Gambit's one of those things that is so insanely hard to balance because it's like basically everything bundled up in one, PvE and PvP.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm keen to play it for sure. I'm keen to play it and to see how it feels.
I think heavy is still the problem, but you can't remove heavy from Destiny.
You can't remove her Gambit because imagine trying to burn the boss, the Primeval, without any heavy. It sucks.
It would suck.
Like you can't take it out of Prime.
The only thing.
What if the primary job of the invader was not to get kills on the enemy team, but was to, I don't know, like shoot the thing in the middle, whatever the moat depository is
Rob
called.
the bank?
The bank. Yeah. What if that was the prime? So you weren't going in there to kill people, although you could certainly if they were getting in your way. But your primary objective was to like do as much damage to the bank as you could.
What if, okay, following along that thought line. So enhance the bank, but what if you could also enhance the enemies as an invader? So it's almost like you're on the enemy's team, or I mean the spawn enemies. You're suddenly like the shepherd of the hive that are spawning, and you enhance them, throwing out special abilities and stuff. This is
When you
completely
invade,
different.
you get given a shepherd's staff instead
Yeah.
of weapons.
And then you, yeah,
Because
Point it.
if the reason you went in there, it wasn't to shoot truth rockets at the enemy team, but to do damage to the bank. Like, I feel like the heavy situation would be solved if that was the case. You could still kill the enemy team, but that wouldn't be your primary reason for being there.
right.
It'd be incidental to why you were there.
Yeah, I think that's fundamentally the problem, is that invading right now means go kill all of them, get a team wipe. And if it was more beneficial, like in the labs, to not kill and like do something else during invasions, I think it would be a better ecosystem for it.
I just keep thinking of like, it sends you to the Shadow Realm and it's like Fall Guys and you got to do a jumping puzzle. You're just off there by yourself. Like, you know, like Callus's roundabout. You got to just like have a race by yourself. And if you get there, you spawn more enemies or something.
Yeah. Well, it needs something to do with the battlefield. Like I've thought that for a long time. Like different ways to do modes, different ways to spawn different stuff. But if your invasion actually influenced the battlefield of how the spawns happened, I feel like that'd make a more interesting invasion experience. Being able
I
to
like this
spend
next
those
question awful lot.
Mm-hmm.
This one's good. Juan Melendez Jr. says, for Bife, what are the chances we get hit with another plot twist? The Savathun is using the light and still using darkness, which would lead into the raid. Bife, do you have an answer for that?
I guess we have to ask Bart that question. Lol, lol, lol. Who?
Tiago says, did the Traveler create the ghosts for the Hive first?
Create the ghost.
Sorry,
they
sorry. I
had
was
ghosts
still laughing.
at Fundament, did they? They didn't have any ghosts there.
What was the question? The fundament?
Did the Traveler create the ghosts for the Hive first?
No.
There you
Ghosts were created on Earth during the collapse.
Did the Fallen have
As far as we
ghosts
know.
when they had the light of the Traveler?
No. They were the ghosts were according to record, the ghosts were like a defensive mechanism created by the Traveler because it couldn't flee. The darkness arrived. That
Wow.
left the Fallen, so it didn't need to make ghosts. It
Mm.
was a last ditch defensive effort.
Lowell Young says, what did you think of Savathun destroying Paul Grassi on Twitter? And which Destiny character do you want to see take over the Destiny Twitter account next? I loved it.
I loved it.
It's great.
Me too.
It made me very happy.
Who would be the
character.
best?
Ratio.
Destiny Twitter account?
The Crow
Probably
should take
pulled
over.
Bork.
Crow should take over and
Lynch?
try to befriend Briar. Sway his
That's not
opinion.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Block him immediately.
Just wait and see.
That would be
You
good.
never know.
I think Drifter would be the super funny. But I do love Glint. Glint is adorable.
Glint.
And that would
Yeah.
be a very wholesome Twitter
That's the correct
moment.
answer. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you know, like
Twitter needs
Twitter's
more of
always
that.
Such a it's such a shitstorm, and Glint's be like, why is everyone fighting? Like,
Yeah.
just bring in like, you know,
And I
life to the
hope he
timeline.
responds to every single like negative complaint towards the Bungie account. He's just like, I don't know, man. I'm trying my best.
I'll find out for you.
Jordan says, does anybody have a favorite weapon archetype? What will be the first crafted weapon for you in the Witch Queen?
I do like me
Ooh.
sidearms. If there's a new sidearm, I'd like to try sidearm. I mean, I want to make that new SMG as fast as possible if I can get the goddamn blueprint. 'Cause that thing
Mhm.
looks spicy.
Just
I
thinking of
like-
all the stuff I deleted and what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, did
I
you guys
haven't had
hear
a
that
great sniper
Mylan
rifle in forever,
deleted
so I wouldn't mind getting a great
everything?
sniper. No, what happened?
Everything? Your whole vault?
Well,
A lot of things.
I
Like,
was
were
doing
you
a
like
vault-
demonstrating a scuff
He's
controller?
ready for
and,
the
like,
raid.
accidentally deleting everything, and you're
well,
Pope Bear did that.
I was doing a vault cleaning stream, and I don't know how it came up. I think I just made a funny joke. I was like, haha, how much would it cost to delete my entire vaults? And I was like, no, I'm not even going to say the number out loud because then it might happen. And then obviously I said it out loud.
How much was it?
So it became a thing. Well, I said, I don't know, 1,000 subs and I'll delete the whole vault. And so then we had the goal. We had a couple of incremental like deletions. So I did delete my Vorpal DMT, my Hawk Moon, which I can't get anymore.
You can't get the
God
Hawk
Roll
Moon anymore?
Well, there's going to be gone in. I think I got one more chance, right? This reset. Heritage, God Roll Heritage was another one. DMT Vorpal, Hawk Moon, Succession, God Roll Succession. Had Vorpal and Reconstruction on it. So, look, all I'm saying is if DPS is low, I'm expecting
Blame
a
chat.
hefty lecture, maybe.
Why don't you go into your
You
vault?
know-
you know what this is?
Summon a
I
high DPS
just-
weapon.
I just realized Mylan really likes it when Tefty lectures him. This is
I
a
do.
ploy
Ah.
to get
I do like
more
him.
lectures. It's his kink. I don't know. It's a bit
I
weird.
got a
but
lecture about the
I do
lecture
appreciate it.
at some point.
I like it. It's
Meta
content.
lecture.
I like
Yeah.
I like to sit down and listen. It's so good. You can't hurt me.
Veritas Otis 52 says, "Do we know if you're going to have to grind out our new void super much, or do we just get everything at launch? We definitely don't get everything at launch.
You
They said
get
that last week.
everything that you have right now. So if you are a hunter, you don't have suppression grenades right away, but you do have the spike grenade and the void wall grenade, etc. But you have to earn the things that you don't have.
Yeah.
Essentially how it's going to work.
Atheon Stago says, if you could have 2 exotic weapons and 2 exotic armor pieces equipped at the same time. We get this one all the time. I usually skip it, to be honest with you, because we've literally been answering this question for 7 years.
What would it be right now? Arbalist, obviously, is the first one.
Yeah,
Rat
especially with
King,
Gambit,
Rat King
right?
and Arbalist. I'd like those two together. That sounds fun.
Aren't those both kinetic?
It doesn't matter in this make believe. Pick whatever
yeah, you're
you
right.
want.
My
world.
bad. Two
Not
helmets.
anymore.
Let's get 2 helmets. I'll get the stag and something else.
Yeah.
Stag.
Yeah.
I'll be a
how it
Titan and wear him his shoulders. Call Me Gall says, what is everyone's leaving on their character the night before the expansion?
I'm going to
Oh,
strip
like-
down to
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah,
You're gonna
nothing
keep on
with
your
seasonal
character.
mods on it. Wasn't there like a
Yeah.
bug last time or something?
Yeah, get rid of all the seasonal mods for sure, because that's even if it was a problem 20 years ago, we will still be getting rid of all the mods because we're just those kind of players.
Actually, I'll equip one thing. It's Telesto. That's it.
You know what?
Good idea.
Actually, I may legitimately use Rat King it through the campaign because of the new Invis Void interaction stuff with Hunter. So, because I don't know what's in there, so I'll have it on me. Extra Invis, who knows?
Mhm.
So you're
somebody-
judging
Can I tell
me
you how
for
psyched I
deleting.
am
and you're
not to be
taking
playing
Rat
Warlock?
King.
Yes, because I'm going to be invisible, Milo. Who knows what being invisible does? Empowers me, makes me powerful.
It does nothing except for make you invisible. We know
invisible.
this.
The AI is going to
empowers
be
me
like,
with an aura
where'd
of
she go?
Danger.
She was right here. Now she's gone. Oh, I'm dead.
Can I tell you guys how excited I am to be switching off of Warlock? Like, this has been a long time that we've been playing Warlock for, and I'm really legitimately like done with my Warlock. Like for a while.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I have a completely different response. Crazy. I'm serious.
Because you
I
always
have
were
converted.
a warlock, Hefty.
I have
You've got
converted.
like Munchausen syndrome. What is it called? Is that Munchausen syndrome?
Stockholm or something. Or
Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's real. It's real love from a warlock.
It's real.
Mhm.
Clayton Kisco says, you must decide what had the better era of cartoons, the 80s or the 90s.
I think
Say the
90s.
80s. G.I.
wanna say
Joe,
90s.
Transformers, GoBots,
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
He-Man.
It just made me think about how like I have no idea what's happening in cartoons right now. Like, is there?
They
Is
don't
that a
make cartoons
thing?
anymore. They make anime.
90s did have all the 80s had good anime too, but the 90s had a big surge.
I'm just trying to like Google my favorite like cartoons. and realized when they came out.
What are your favorite cartoons?
Well, I'm just seeing what I would have watched. It probably would have been Pokemon. Is that the 90s?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I watched
probably would've
like
been
Hey
Dragon Ball.
Arnold, Arthur, those.
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z.
Is that a cartoon?
Counts, doesn't it? Anime? Is it anime or cartoon?
It's
I don't know,
Well,
man.
You know what?
what's a cartoon?
I learned from Watts several months ago that anime just means it's an animation from a Japan studio.
In Japan.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Anime.
I'm saying
Kid.
nice.
Rugrats. Yeah. That was cool. Recess.
Oh yeah,
80s is
X-Men.
the correct answer.
X-Men,
X-Men
man,
was
that
pretty
was
good.
Cool.
Oh, there was like a bunch of the good ones. Those DC ones too, like Batman.
Batman
Yeah,
and
that was
X-Men
pretty
were
good.
actually pretty good.
You know they're gonna come out with another season of the X-Men cartoon.
No.
That intro music is like the best thing. I love that.
Pretty good one. Savapar says, with which queen coming, would y'all not mind heading to a Dairy Queen? If so, what flavor of ice cream would you get from Dairy Queen for your witch cream to snack on while grinding Witch Queen?
Pistachio.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Witch Queen speaks pistachio to me.
Hmm.
Don't know why.
Interesting.
I like the soft
Good
ice cream
question.
with the vanilla chocolate twist.
The swirl?
Right.
Just like swirled ice
Yeah, the
cream.
Dip
regular
it in the
ice cream
cherry
swirl?
sauce.
From-
You ever get that dipped in the cherry sauce?
Or you could get it dipped in
It's like
chocolate.
hard candy shell.
Yeah. They did the chocolate thing of that. When I was eating Dairy Queen, I'd always get a Reese's Blizzard.
There's no dairy in Dairy Queen.
You're right.
Not powder.
Them Blizzards, though. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is
But
Dairy
Blizzards are
Queen
good.
a place? Is that a shop?
Yes. Yeah, it's like an ice cream
Oh.
shop.
It's the Queen of Dairy. You visit
Yeah.
her castle.
It's like a
Oh,
McDonald's.
right. So what can you get
They always
there?
put them
Just-
right next to Burger King's. It's like a law or something. I'm not sure.
Is it like Baskin and Robbins or?
No, God, no.
Baskin
What
Robbins?
the fuck, man?
I don't fucking know what I have it here. So what? You go in? Is there like a cabinet of ice cream you pick from, and then you get a scoops of whatever, or?
No, it's they got soft serve ice cream.
store.
Soft serve ice cream, and they do these. Well, they also have an assortment of like fast food as well. French fries.
Wait, it's just
burgers,
soft
and-
serve?
Yeah, it's a soft
I
serve
think
ice
so.
cream.
I don't think they have like hard ice cream.
No, it's not Baskin Robbins. No.
Yeah.
It's soft serve, but it's good though.
They have a Blizzard. Do you have a
Definitely good.
McFlurry at McDonald's in Australia? Are you familiar with McFlurries?
Confusing this. Yes.
Oh,
They
where
probably
they
have
mix the
better
candy into
flavors.
the ice cream?
Yeah.
Those are Blizzards.
Yeah, they do that. That's a Blizzard.
Dairy Queen
pretty good.
invented those.
Why would you go to Dairy Queen? Like, if you're already at McDonald's, why would you head over to Dairy Queen if you get soft serve at McDonald's?
Well, I don't know if you're already at McDonald's.
Yeah, you
You're
at
planning
McDonald's
to-
permanently?
Why am I at McDonald's?
Why would you go to just get ice cream? Don't you want a
I
bit of
guess I
food
would.
first?
I will say, I don't think I've ever had food poisoning from the ice cream at DQ, but I have definitely had some
There you go.
questionable ice cream from McDonald's.
That's always
There are
good.
many
Made me
stories on
sick.
the internet about how the McDonald's employees do not know how to clean the ice cream machines. It is
Mhm.
a questionable thing.
Yeah, okay, so you go to
The
McDonald's.
coffee machines are a problem too.
If you go to McDonald's, you're getting food and you're like, oh, a McFlurry. Yeah, I'll get a McFlurry. If you go to DQ, you're definitely going there for dessert. Like the peanut butter parfait. That was delicious too. Back when I could have that. Oh man. Miss me some
Okay, so
DQ
it's
now.
worth it. It's worth the extra trip.
It's
The
like
extra
They
trip. Yes.
specialize in
The
ice cream.
extra trip
It's a
from
special- yeah.
McDonald's for food to Dairy Queen. Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah,
you're at
I don't
Burger
think you're
King,
doing
not at
that.
McDonald's.
Burger King. All right. So
Hold
you're
on.
walking from Burger King, walking across.
and Dairy Queen, they're married. They go together. It's the lore. It's the deep lore.
I'm just that's going to be intense. You're going to be feeling that. If you're hitting, a burger, fries, a full meal type of thing, and then you're getting a Blizzard afterwards, whew, it's going to be
Yeah,
intense.
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, but you got a lot of gaming to do, so you need the energy.
It's like a 3,000 calorie meal.
I think I'm going to be doing a lot of napping after I do that.
There you go.
Scorboid says, "What are all your plans for coming week with these games coming out? Horizon Forbidden West, Destiny, Elden Ring, Lost Ark. Also, have you all posted your Destiny 2 year in review?
Yes, I did do that. The internet liked it due to my hunter being at 69%. So thank you, internet.
Nice.
Thanks for the likes. I like that. I am gonna play Lost Ark for my dailies because there's like daily dungeons that you can do. So I will keep doing that because it doesn't take very long. But grind Witch Queen as hard as you can until Elden Ring comes out. Dedicating 2 days to Elden Ring, and then we mixing and matching. Mixing.
I'm picking up Horizon tomorrow. And I'm gonna play that until Destiny comes out. When Destiny comes out, I'm not going to grind Destiny very hard because I won't be trying to do the world's first raid this year or this time around. So I'm just gonna play it like I'd play a regular ass video game. And when Elden Ring comes out, I'm going to probably focus on that for a few days anyway, as soon as it comes out, because I'm really looking forward to it. Mm-hmm. But I've also there's like so many games right now that I'm just so interested in. Like, and it doesn't stop in February. It continues through March. Like, it just keeps coming. Like all these great games.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just gonna play what I can, and there's gonna be a slow spot in the summertime that you can catch up.
For sure. Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna play Destiny, to be honest. Maybe Elden Ring. If I can squeeze in Elden, it just depends how much. If they release like 10 lore books, like what they did with Forsaken, I'm not going to have any time to do anything.
True.
I'll be basically reading lore books off stream and playing Destiny on stream. It's about my next month.
I'm definitely going to be playing Horizon. Looking forward to that, and Elden Ring as well. So I'm going to be doing the juggle. That's why I stayed away from Lost Ark, because I knew if Lost Ark got its hooks in me, then yikes.
Well, I could say I'm so happy that I decided to play Lost Ark just uninterrupted for 2 weeks and skip out on Horizon, because there's no way, unless you're playing like 15 hours a day, that you can enjoy the entirety of that game in 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what will happen is that I'll go, oh, well, Witch Queen's out, gotta go play Witch Queen. And then it will be a month until I'm even looking at Horizon again. And then I'll be like, well, now I don't know how to play the game or what to do. And I'll just never play it again.
Yep.
Whereas now, where I'm at with Lost Ark, I can do daily stuff, and I'm pretty good with that.
Yeah.
Rozzy Wazzy says, you need to take a dessert of your choosing to give to Savathun as a peace offering. What do you bring? A cream pie.
Which
peace
cream?
offering. A Mrs. Max pie from the servo.
Yeah. I'll go with that one. I like that.
I'll bring her.
What's this?
I'll bring her Dairy Queen, because then it will humble her a little bit, knowing that there are other queens.
True.
And she'll go, "This is delicious. Is this queen more powerful than me?" Now she wants to work with me all of a sudden.
Cream is so good.
Interesting.
This is the true witch cream.
This is the true queen. I give up. And then she goes on a vacation to Florida or something and stays there.
Florida bound.
It's COVID and dies.
Yeah, she probably doesn't have much of an immune system, being, a hive. She's not vaccinated. Not been around any germs, probably.
The hive are noted anti-vaxxers. It's a thing. Nolan really says, if you were able to pick any Destiny destination that we've played in the past to be a location for a Gambit map, what would it be and why? A Gambit map.
Gambit.
I feel like Europa.
Can't we make it something that we would enjoy?
Definitely. Europa has a lot of locations I think would be phenomenal for both Gambit and also Crucible. Like the labs, the tech lab area type of stuff would be really cool in the Crucible.
Yeah.
The outdoor zones would be amazing for Gambit maps. Man.
Ooh, imagine Gambit map with like the whiteout effect.
Mm-hmm.
Like the snow whiteout effect.
That would be interesting. People might
That
end
would
up
be
hating
cool,
it.
actually.
What about Throne World? Some sort of Throne World would be cool.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Either a new Throne World or an old Throne World, like Taken Realm, yeah.
That would be very cool.
Or what's that strike mission where the asteroids come along when you jump across something, they just knock you over? With the Techian.
The one we did for the GM.
Yeah, the jam one. Yeah, imagine that in a Gambit mode where you always had to make a jump and just asteroids constantly coming. Donk.
Trev Hero says, with all the new things announced, Void 3.0, weapon crafting, legendary campaign, etc., what are you most excited for?
With which queen?
I don't know.
Legendary campaign.
There's so many things.
Legendary campaign, I think, is absolutely going to be. I'm really hoping it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Legendary campaign is going to be where I'm at.
New campaigns to me are always the thing I look forward to the most out of every like big yearly thing.
Mm-hmm.
But just the replayability of it and the contest mode for it and the bubbles of encounters for it and the scaling of difficulty, I'm hoping it's going to be really slick. It's going to be perfect level of challenge and a great story. And if it does that, oof, baby.
Yeah.
Another Destiny podcast says, what non-Destiny related podcast do you listen to? Bonus points for anything Dan Carlin. There's this great podcast called Side Quest I listen to occasionally. People on there are a little weird, but I like it. There's another one, Retro Slot. These geezers only talk about old video games, but it's all right. Another one called Fire and Range. I like that one. People are a little math oriented, to be honest.
A little nerdy.
I like it.
Let's be honest.
A little nerdy.
I haven't listened to another podcast in a long time. To be honest, on Destiny.
I listened to the Trash Taste podcast. It's very good, very fun.
Nice.
Check
I've
it out.
listened to Dan Carwin in the past. Does the history one? That's really interesting.
Is that the
Dan Carwin.
hardcore history, or is that what
Yeah, I
it's
think
called?
it's that one. Yeah,
I like that. I've listened to it as well.
There's a podcast called Song Exploder that I really dig as a musician. I like listen. They take popular songs or sometimes like indie songs, and the artist goes through and talks about the production, what happened, and yeah, that's right up my alley. I haven't listened to it in a while though. I should go see what's on there.
I don't
guess I
drive
made a
anywhere
decision-
now, so I don't listen to podcasts. I
Yeah,
used to
that's a
listen
good
on the way
point.
to uni because
Yeah.
I'd drive for an hour and I'd put a podcast on. But
I
all
made
of my
a
bedroom
conscious
now is to the
decision like
office.
6 months ago to like slow down on news and podcasts and listen to like more music when I need like some background noise. Not because I was like angry about, I just needed more time to like think about my own thoughts as opposed to just having
Yeah.
people like put thoughts in my mind all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like these days people have their takes and
Yeah,
it's
Right.
good to, you know, what always puts you in a better mood is singing along to "I Will Survive" at the top of your lungs while you're driving down the street. Every time, always a good mood. Corey Noel says, "What game have you picked up just until Witch Queen will you actually go back to? Which one will you not touch for at least 6 months? Be honest."
Well, I finished Sifu.
I haven't finished.
You
Sifu
beat it?
yet.
I really want to play Sifu.
It's very good. I enjoyed that.
I'm waiting until the
heck out of
physical
it.
copy comes out on that.
And Lost Ark, I will keep playing. So I'm not gonna go back to Sifu, although I could. There's parts of me that want to do some of the different ending stuff, but yeah, I will. Those are the only two games I've played since recently.
I played
Oh, the-
Inscription. Have you guys played that?
I've not. I've watched people play it.
No,
It is
I
really
want
good.
to. Yeah.
I haven't finished it yet. It's really good. So I'll probably finish that at some stage.
I'm worried that Sifu might be one of these games I never finish.
Took me 2 days,
Yeah,
like 10 hours at the most.
2 days of 10 hours.
but yeah, 2 days and 10 hours.
maybe less than that. Pretty fast. Pretty short.
I just beat the story mode on Ali Ali World, and I really want to go back and do all the challenges because they do like for all the challenges that you beat, you get like different like items like skateboards and t-shirts and hats and stuff. And I'd really like to just keep playing it because the game is so fun. But I know tomorrow I'm gonna pick up for Forbidden West and then Witch Queen and then like I want to keep playing this game because I love it, but it may just get pushed off to the side. You never know.
Yeah.
And Street Fighter 5. I'm always playing Street Fighter 5.
Briar's forever game.
Yeah. So Street Fighter 6 gets announced on Sunday. Negative says, with Bungie mentioning burning healing being big part of the upcoming solar changes, what are some changes that you think or hope to see with solar as an element type?
Ooh, I haven't even thought about that yet.
Yeah. Give us a week to think about that one and we'll get back to you. Furcado says, loadout for day 1 Witch Queen go.
Like I said.
Oh yeah, I've actually started to look this up for me. Titan, Heart of Inmost Light, basically ability spam for the Titan, and just yeeting grenades and throwing Captain American shields, and hopefully everything blows up with detonation.
That sounds fun. You're selling me on Titan. I'm honest. Like I might just go in as a Titan day 1.
That's my build. I'll probably have Bonk Titan in my back pocket just in case a thing comes up, like if there's an encounter that's like Deepstone Crypt where you have champions and we didn't mention hammers might be getting not deactivated. Some of the things might be getting deactivated for the Bonk builds. DMG said on Reddit.
Oh.
They're looking into it, probably to do with Syntho buff or something else that buffs your melee too much. So might not be viable. I would have it as a backup.
Shadow Hunter says, with the Steam Deck coming soon, will Bungie support Linux? I haven't heard anything about Destiny being one of the games that is kind of approved for compatibility with Steam Deck. Hopefully it will be at some point. I know that the Valve has been doing a lot of work getting the anti-cheat stuff working on Steam Deck. So hopefully that is like a step along the road, but it'd be awesome to have Destiny 2 on Steam Deck.
Yeah, I'm hoping. It'd be really nice.
I mean, it's going to suck, though, because there's going to be a lot of Wi-Fi warriors on their Steam Deck in the Crucible. Victor B. Rich says, what's the first void weapon you'll try in the Witch Queen?
No idea.
Yeah, I want the lightsaber. Oh, the glaive.
Yeah, the glaive.
Yeah.
It's the glaive. The first thing I want to try is the glaive. I can't wait for that.
Is that void?
Yeah.
Sure.
Titan is. Shoots a
the
bubble.
Titan is?
Well, the exotic one does. Exotic bubble.
Hot Toast Summer says, favorite
is actually
meal?
a good one too.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah. Ruinous effigy. Remember when they were telling us about that combo, how it activates one of the fragments or aspects or whatever?
Should we
You just
do
keep blocking.
2 more questions? Maybe it's getting pretty late.
There's only 4 more left. Can I just do all 4?
Rapid fire.
Okay, I might have to leave.
Hot Toast
but we'll
Summer
see.
says, favorite meal and favorite bird.
Favorite bird.
The toucan.
I don't know.
The American eagle. Caw-caw.
I
don't know if they caw.
Freedom bird.
The freedom bird. The bald eagle.
Meal.
Deca says,
thinking
when
of
is
like
Rift
lasagna.
coming?
Rift?
Lasagna is nice.
Hopefully soon.
Soon.
Yeah, soonish.
Kiki Moonlight says, do you think Savathun will try to get everyone before Witch Queen launch like Paul Tassi? No, I think she picked on Paul Tassi for a reason.
Yeah, that was a targeted hit. It was like, she's a sniper.
Last question of the night. Veritas Otis 52 says, do you think Savathic is a toilet paper roll over a roll under kind of being? Wait, roll over or roll up? Oh, okay. Does Savathic roll the toilet paper over or under?
I don't think she uses toilet paper.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Uses a bidet like a lady.
Yeah, she's a god of trickery. Like I
She's
think
a
if
worm,
you asked to
let's
use
be
the
honest.
rest room in like the Hive Throne world, you'd get in there.
House.
And there'll be no toilet paper. You're like, what?
At least she uses your shower curtain.
She's like, gotcha again.
Is there like hive scale stuff that comes off? Breaks off a piece of something that. Yeah. Disgusting.
That's
Right?
itchy.
Well, I think that's episode 377 of DCP Live.
Yeah,
one
next
All
week
right.
will be the Witch Queen show. And Fran will be joining us.
Oh,
Yay!
Frankie
Yep,
two
Frankie
Fran in
times.
forever.
It's been a long time.
That'll be great. Very much so. Looking forward to it. Yeah, exciting. Was there anything that people should do? That's probably a big question. That shouldn't. be at
There's
the
a
end of the show.
massive stuff in the TWAB. Go check it out. There's a big old lots of stuff you should be doing before Witch Queen.
So check the TWAB for
I'm-
some. Yeah,
Check TWAB.
check TWAB.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some cocktails and delete all my what are those materials? Banshee materials, gunsmith materials.
Oh man. All right, that's the episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Shout out to our Patreon members and our Twitch subs. You guys are awesome for keeping the shows going. Yeah, looking forward to it. We'll be back next week for actually there's a new firing range that's going to be uploaded here pretty soon. So there's that, and then side quest on Monday, and then yeah, first episode of Witch Queen next week. So exciting. We'll see you.
Very exciting.
Yep.
Very nice.
But nice.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.